easier it is to sell souls.
There is a new price on freedom, so buy into it while supplies last. Changes need to be made. No more curbside baggage. 7 p.m. curfew. Racial profiling will continue with less bitching. We've unified over who to kill, so until I find more relevant scripture to quote, remember, our God is bigger, stronger, smarter, and much wealthier. So wave those flags with pride, especially the white part.
We're selling addictive 24-hour candlelight vigils in TVs. Freedom will be defended at the cost of civil liberties. The viewers are glued to television screens, stuck, cause lots of things seem too sick. I use opportunities to pluck heartstrings for theme music. I show you which culture to pump your...
All right, we are recording.
Welcome to the Grift on the river now.
I'm Gonzo.
It has been a week, and what a week it has been.
Yeah, I mean, even just since Sunday.
Yeah. Wow.
Because I don't really remember Friday or Saturday last week.
It was kind of...
I remember Sunday on. I don't remember Friday or Saturday.
It was kind of a blur. I mean, first I want to say, wow, last week's episode was our most viewed on YouTube and a few other spaces. It was pretty popular. So thank you.
Damn near as many views on that episode as like every other episode combined.
Yeah. And you know what? Thank you for the new subscribers to you guys. Shout out.
I think 23 of you.
Yeah, 23.
23 of you new fine folks since last week.
If you like what we do, like and subscribe, as the other podcasters tell you.
As the little thingy down the bottom says to do.
Like and subscribe.
That's why we write it on there.
Yeah, do that.
Every
stuff.
All the time.
I mean, it's very bright and shiny, so, you know, I look at it and I go, oh, I don't know, you know. I feel like I'm in a video game when I look at our stuff. You know.
Yeah, like I said, we're season 2's coming up soon, and I'm considering what we do instead of the green screen. The green screen has pissed me off enough over the last almost year.
Fair.
That,
all right. So,
changes are coming. I don't know what they are yet, though.
Excellent. News. Ooh, all right. So, I'm just going to run through a few items here. Newly appointed U.S. attorney plans to try to charge James Comey, despite previous findings that there's no probable cause.
They're trying to get the indictment like less than a week before the statute of limitations expires.
Yeah.
The statute of limitations on the specific crime they're trying to get an indictment for, which it's weird that they announce an indictment before they go before a grand jury for something like this.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Very weird.
Good luck getting your indictment.
Wasn't Comey on a list of people pardoned, too?
I can't remember that, but I do know that the previous prosecutor who refused to prosecute this case left a memo behind explaining why this should not be pursued at all.
Right.
So,
good luck.
Good luck.
Yeah, even Pam Bondi apparently has reservations about this, but the guy that was appointed to take this on is like, I want it.
Yeah, the person who was appointed, I can't remember their name, is just like ultra MAGA.
Yeah.
Just pure, committed... Donald Trump sycophant, does whatever they're told.
And, I mean...
So, they are going to seek indictments on James Comey and Letitia James.
Speaking of, yes, that was a piece of news that we missed. I didn't catch it in the notes because it was so insane, but late last week, Donald Trump apparently sent what was supposed to be a Truth Social DM to Pam Bondi, ordering her...
to prosecute his political enemies.
Yeah. And
Adam Shifty Schiff
accidentally made it a public post and then deleted it within 5 minutes.
I do find interesting, like, he always has his specific, this is what James Comey should be prosecuted for, and his specific, this is what Letitia James should be prosecuted for.
Right.
I don't ever recall him saying what he believes Adam Schiff should be prosecuted for, just that it needs to happen.
Yeah, the Russia hoax.
He didn't invent it.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't his idea.
Believing factual reporting that turned out to be at least 50% true
is not a criminal conspiracy.
Right. And investigating that as a member of the legislature is part of their job.
Yeah. That's
also, the Constitution protects them with the speech and debate clause.
Yeah, but fuck the Constitution. Am I
Yeah,
right?
it's apparently.
Like, fuck it.
You know. Speaking of fuck the Constitution, Trump is threatening to sue ABC for putting Jimmy Kimmel back on the air.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Fucking do it. Fucking do it. Fucking do it. You know what? Do everything you're threatening to do. Fuck it. Do it. Fucking do it.
Yeah.
You fucking coward bitch baby. Fucking sue ABC for bringing back Jimmy Kimmel. Fucking follow through with Russell Vought's plan of firing the entire fucking federal government if there's a shutdown.
Yeah.
Because that's apparently the plan. Just literally firing everybody at every agency.
They're warning Congress that if there's a shutdown, which is days away, we are like days,
the 30th.
Days away from.
There's government funding runs out on the 30th.
It is the 25th.
Yeah, 5 days.
And we've got 5 days, and then the government could be shut down.
And
Congress can't seem to negotiate with its. The Republicans cannot seem to negotiate with themselves.
What's the problem? The Republican Party fundamentally does not believe, at least a segment of it, in having a federal government.
Right.
They were elected to federal office on the premise of there should be no federal offices.
And the rest of them are broken weirdo authoritarians, and all of them have their own set of special interests that they want to see.
And some of them are just fucking cowards who are afraid of Donald Trump.
And then there's all the grifters who want to scheme off of this somehow.
Yeah.
And they all have these little messes, and
I think there's so few, like, okay. It's amazing to me that when you look at like the Republicans who like are actually true believer types who actually like have an ideology they follow, you're left with Marjorie Taylor Greene.
You're right.
Thomas Massey.
That's
it.
They forced out the old ones that used to have an ideology, like, Romney and such.
It was a shitty ideology, but at least they knew what their ideology was.
They had an ethos,
They
man.
stuck to it.
Right?
Say what you want about the former Republican Party. At least they had an ethos.
Exactly. But there's nothing sensical about these idiots right now.
No.
Speaking of, government has made a very strong pronouncement against the use of acetaminophen, despite a very tenuous relationship to science.
Nothing bad can happen. It can only good happen. Tylenol. Don't take it.
Unless you absolutely have to take it, then take it. Which is currently the advice from
the advice on a bottle of Tylenol says consult your OBGYN or physician.
Right.
And follow their advice.
That is and the FDA's general recommendation is not to take any NSAIDs, but if you absolutely have to, physicians should suggest acetaminophen.
Yeah.
It's
literally, and people always talk about pain relief. It's the only fever reducer. First of all, it's one of the few fever reducers, period.
Right.
We don't have a lot of fever reducers.
Yeah, no.
And the fever reducers that we do have, most of them don't work as well as Tylenol. It's the one thing it's really fucking good at.
Yeah.
I've never had it do much for me in terms of pain relief.
No,
it's never done much for me. But on the very rare occasions where I've had a fever, it fixes it.
Right.
Fast.
That's what it does.
Yeah, that's what it's better at than anything.
And
you know what's dangerous for a pregnancy? Fever.
Yeah.
That'll cause miscarriage. That'll cause birth defects. That'll cause all sorts of shit.
Yeah. We the science behind its relationship to autism is so tenuous and slight. Now, is it worth exploring more, maybe, with more science?
My favorite thing about these specific studies that they allegedly cited for why they came to this pronouncement is that both studies say the exact opposite of what they're claiming.
Yes.
Both found that when you control for confounding variables and you do sibling studies, any correlation goes away.
Right. And
one of those was a study in, I think it was Sweden or Switzerland, I can't remember which, that involved 2.3 million children.
Yeah.
A good size, a major study, a good size major study is normally maybe 10,000 participants. 2.3 million? That's That goes beyond like the gold standard for what you could ask for a scientific study.
Right.
By like an order of magnitude or more.
It is absolute nonsense, but here we are because our government is run by lunatics.
It's another one of those things where it's like everybody acts like no other country on the face of the world exists. Like,
right?
You know, there are autistic people
everywhere,
and trans people
everywhere,
and all sorts of different people everywhere in the world that's not America. And none of these places seem to have the problems we do for some reason.
Yeah,
it's almost like what we blame isn't the cause or something.
Probably, yeah.
You know?
That seems more likely. But you know, fuck it, Tylenol. Have a little autism. Let's see. Trump is demanding an investigation into the triple sabotage at the UN, which. It's so dumb. Like, it appears that one of his staffers, who happened to be like the videographer, may have pushed the big red button that says "stop," the emergency stop button on the escalator, and he's claiming it was sabotage.
You know, I will say this though. After the acetaminophen press conference, I had briefly lost my ability to like find the humor in any of this. And then I saw Jesse Waters go on Fox News and say with his whole chest that we need to launch a military, possibly a gas attack on the UN General Assembly for their attempted dry run of an assassination on Donald Trump. And then I got my humor back.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you supposed to do with that?
Yeah, you don't. Speaking of Jesse Waters and his
a gas attack. What is he, like 1918 Canada?
Like
just gas them.
Like dumber Nazi Ross from Friends, Jesse Waters.
God, he's so fucking stupid.
Is possibly like the most irresponsible dipshit that Fox has.
Was he the one who suggested letting the air out of a girl's tires so he could save her?
Yeah.
To get a date?
Yeah, he was.
I gotta slash her tires so I could be the one to fix her tires so she'll put out.
Yep, that is Jesse Waters.
That's how I met my wife, you know. What?
Does
your wife know this?
He's also the man who so I did a search. I had the first tweet calling for a civil war after Charlie Kirk was killed. It was less than an hour after the shooting.
Did we even know he was dead yet?
We did not know he was dead yet.
Okay.
It had not been announced yet. And the first tweet calling for it, less than an hour later, we didn't know shit about fuck at the time.
We still kind of don't.
Right, we still kind of don't. But we knew less than fuck then.
Yeah.
And it was Jesse Waters. He was the exact first out of all tweets posted.
And I would remind everyone that Jimmy Kimmel was briefly taken off the air for saying that it didn't seem like Donald Trump cared that his alleged friend had been shot and killed.
Yeah.
That's why he was taken off the air.
Yeah.
He didn't say anything about Charlie Kirk personally.
Yeah. No. Don't you see? He suggested that the shooter was a MAGA person. No, he didn't.
He suggested that MAGA was going out of their way to make sure no one could possibly think that.
Right. Those are two different things.
Those are two different things, and it's true.
I've seen so many people try to argue in quote-unquote good faith that that's the only way it could have been taken. I'm like, no, it's not. Your reading comprehension is terrible. And now I understand why you were a fucking MAGA idiot. Because somebody says, you're doing a thing.
That you're doing.
To make it look like it could be... There's no way it could be one of your own. That's what he said.
Yeah.
And you took that as he said it was one of ours. Which, those are different things. And if you can't tell the difference,
and
you don't deserve to be able to vote. For fuck's sake.
Regardless of what we know or don't know,
your opinion shouldn't matter.
It does not seem like he was what we would call MAGA.
No.
He was something different.
He does not seem to be terribly left-wing either.
He is either... It was either entirely apolitical or it was political in the dumbest ways possible, which we'll get into later.
And
it's one of those two options, it seems. And
maybe just very personal. Like,
Yeah,
it could have been
fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
And, if the conspiracies are to be believed, he is under suicide watch, I'm real curious to see if this kid goes to trial.
Yeah, well.
Honestly, at this point, they have mishandled this entire investigation
Yeah.
so thoroughly and made so many public statements. Man, his fucking defense team is going to have a goddamn field day.
Right. I'm sad because I had like an old Mitch Hedberg joke in our notes here, and you bowled over the UN thing just for that.
Yeah.
So I'm mad about that. But because like Donald Trump is defeated by a set of an escalator stopping, like just acts like it's the end of the world. And remember, they just become stairs.
Well, do you think those cankles can make it upstairs?
It's like, sorry for the convenience.
I love the hysterics. Like, we could have fallen face first into the sharp metal. It would have been a bloody mess. It's like, do you have the fucking balance of a goddamn toddler? What is wrong with you? I fall down all the time, and I can fucking handle an escalator that stops.
You do fall a lot. Like,
fuck.
We're pretty sure you have POTS, right? It's like, but yeah, the escalator was not going to kill you, Donald.
It's not like they go that like now. I have seen one escalator tragedy.
Oh, are you
Not personally.
Were you in Mallrats? Like,
No. There was an escalator that collapsed in Italy.
Oh yeah, that's right.
There are like 4 fail safes, and every single one of them failed. And the escalator just started spiraling downward.
Right.
At like fucking terminal velocity. And it was like hundreds of people were on this thing, and they were just getting slammed into each other, fucking sharp metal jutting up at the end, bodies being shredded. But interestingly enough, it was going down, not up.
I'm actually picturing like some world leaders wandering around the UN going, why are they letting Donald Trump on that escalator? And then,
that kid is back on the escalator again. Not a year goes by, not a year. I don't hear some bastard president.
Exactly. That is that the escalator was a attempt to assassinate Donald Trump. Oh boy. So yeah, speaking of also his trip to the UK, holy shit.
Well, it was the first time a president had been to the UK ever.
But like the things that he said on that trip were so dumb, and he tried to educate the press and like the British press on the history of Windsor Castle and William the Conqueror, and then kept trying to convince the king he should call himself the Conqueror. And the king is just like, no, we're not going to do that. No. And Trump won't take the hint and just keeps going on about how it's the coolest name ever. It's like, oh my.
You should probably conquer some people.
Like,
France is right there.
Yeah, the British
rude.
The British royalty likes to make William the Conqueror seem very illustrious, and also not talk about how he actually conquered, because that reminds everybody that he was French.
Yeah.
Like, that reminds everybody that
he conquered them.
Right. Yeah, like, now it's been a long time, but yeah, Trump got the history of Windsor Castle wrong by like 100 years.
He's a very smart man. He's a very stable genius.
And it was amazing. It just, what the fuck is happening?
I don't even fucking know anymore.
Speaking of what the fuck is happening, the ice shooting.
The ice shooting.
God.
Yeah, they've already fucked that. Anti-ice.
Yeah. All right. So first off, like, the bullets were found, not in a clip that went with the firearm.
Right.
They were on a fucking band. Like, he had mags with him. Mm-hmm. So that was weird.
That's weird.
And just written in like
big pen,
green Sharpie.
Yeah.
On the side of the bullet, anti-ice.
Just one of them.
Just one. On this, again, fucking bandolier fucking piece. Like, it boggles my mind.
It's weird.
It's really weird. I don't know why.
It's one of those things where it's like they are so committed to a narrative that they need everyone to believe. Well, they need their supporters to believe. They know everybody. Then the rest of us are going to be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" They need their supporters to believe a narrative so strongly that it's starting to feel like they're willing to jeopardize actual prosecutions.
Well, the guy's
for
dead.
the narrative, right? But like,
yes,
they're jeopardizing actual investigations to push the narrative, because I don't think they understand that the investigation is important.
Yeah, I mean, I could not. There's no way to prove or disprove whether or not this kid wrote that with Sharpie or a Fed did. Right? We can't know. What we can know is that looks suspicious as hell and very stupid. The shooter only got migrants.
Yeah,
he only got detainees. Did not hit a single agent.
They look different.
They do, very different outfits. Generally speaking,
you just got to aim for the swastika tattoo right here.
Right. Fuck. And so what we know so far about the shooter, apparently, Ken Klippenstein got a hold of a few people who knew this kid since like middle school and onward. He was very into 4chan. So originally, reporters who got a hold of a couple, like his brother and people who knew, said he was super apolitical and wasn't particularly fond of our immigration policy, but other than that was apolitical.
Right. But also, like, what does not fond of our immigration policy even mean?
Well, I don't know.
Because you could hate our immigration policy because you want open borders, and you could hate our immigration policy because you just want every immigrant summarily executed.
But that was like the initial reporting, and that was the guy's brother and a former friend from a Boy Scout troop that hadn't spoken to him in a few years. Right? That's it. And then Ken Klippenstein got a hold of a bunch of other people who knew him. They spoke on condition of anonymity, but Klippenstein saw photos of them, has confirmed that they were friends. He was a college dropout, it appears, was not terribly radical or into politics, considered himself a everybody sucks, all government bad, all politicians suck libertarian, was fairly passionate, apparently, about our immigration policy being like dumb and wrong, but that doesn't really tell us much of anything.
No.
Was not much of a radical, except that, again, leading into what's going to be the second half of our topic, he was a fucking 4chan shit poster whose friends stopped talking to him much in real life because he was being nihilistic and ironic and speaking in memes and joking about everything as if nothing mattered in real life. And he was bringing that kind of Reddit, 4chan, internet shitpost nihilism to his real life relationships.
To the point that no one wanted to talk to him anymore.
Yeah.
And I mean...
And he was a loser college dropout.
I've known people like that.
Disaffected.
There are people I've stopped talking to because they just got that fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Like, I'm done.
But yeah, so apparently it just... Internet nihilism was this kid's bread and butter. We are going to be dragged into a civil war by a bunch of committed authoritarians because the internet is full of meta-ironic, loser young men who refuse to grow up by the age of 29.
Yeah.
And shape their personalities in a weird nihilistic distrust of everything bubble on the internet.
And if you haven't been on 4chan, you might not understand that it's about as anonymous as any place on the internet can get. You as the user have no way of knowing who anybody else there is unless they tell you and like give you proof of who they are.
Right.
I have heard that if you are a moderator and you have access to the back end of the servers, you can see everybody's IP address, which can at least tell you where a post is originating from.
Right.
If you like,
because they did have that big leak and a bunch of IP addresses got outed a few years back. Yeah.
Yeah. But you as a user have no way of knowing that, like,
it could be a genuine committed ideologue you're talking to. It could be a real femboy you're dealing with. It could be a Mossad agent.
It could be, and there's some credible evidence to this. It could be Taylor Swift.
It could be Taylor
It could be Taylor Swift. There's more than a little bit of evidence that she was active at some point on 4chan.
Wow.
Yeah.
As a shitposter?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, that would be a good... I mean, thinking about Taylor Swift's, like, weird, like image and life, etc., right? Being a shitposter a few hours a week as a way of, like, decompressing wouldn't surprise me.
She does seem to not believe in anything beyond the project of Taylor Swift.
Right.
Like, there's not a whole lot... It doesn't seem like there's a whole lot there. Like, for how big of her platform is...
Yeah.
She could express an opinion on literally anything at all ever, and it just doesn't really happen much.
Right.
Like she was...
a kind of soft feminism, like...
did not seem to be thrilled about Roe being overturned.
Right, exactly.
But aside from that, didn't really express many strong opinions at all.
No, you know, she has done a tiny amount of stumping for some Democrats, but it's not a lot. It's very milquetoast, like...
I don't know how I feel about, like, when people have that size of platform, I don't know if I feel like they should be obligated or not to, like...
Do more? Right.
Like, I vacillate a lot.
Yeah, I mean...
Like, sometimes I think it's like, you have a platform, you have an obligation to use it. Then other times it's like, well, nobody has an obligation.
Right, and I also really don't like celebrity culture. I don't like that our society is so shaped by...
Yeah, like, I mean...
personalities.
Just the fact that we still, to this day, like... have to deal with the Kardashians, who have provided
no value
to the country at all. I mean, we know who these people are, and we made them gargantuanly famous because of a sex tape.
Right.
That was really fucking lame.
Yeah, and
it was really bad.
Yeah,
like really bad.
So news in Oklahoma,
which is to say, if you're going to leak your own sex tape, at least make it a good sex tape. I feel like the internet is owed that goddamn much.
Which, I mean, it's actually kind of sad that it was a bad sex tape.
It was terrible.
Because, I mean, Kim is infinitely fuckable. Like, I don't like her as a person, but she's infinitely fuckable.
And it was before everyone in the family, like, became obsessed with all of the plastic surgeries.
Right.
And, like, stopped kind of looking like actual human beings.
Yeah. But, like, you know, having a bad sex tape when you've got an ass like that, not great.
Inexcusable.
See, we got to remember that we want to let you guys know that we are still kind of scumbags, and she has a great ass, and it's inexcusable to have a bad sex tape with that ass. I do not approve.
And from you know, it's funny. It's my understanding that Ray J was not talked to about this beforehand. Like, so his sex tape was leaked, not hers. She leaked his sex tape.
That's almost like revenge porn.
It kind of really almost is. Like, I feel like that's the sort of thing. If you're going to put that sort of thing out there on the internet, you should probably get permission of whoever your partner in it is.
Probably.
I don't care who you are. You should probably get permission first.
Right.
You should probably get fucking written permission. You should get a goddamn release signed like they have to on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Like, that's probably how you should do it. I wish he had sued.
I wonder about I because of my near,
especially when they all became billionaires and he didn't.
Yeah. My near extreme First Amendment absolutism, like, vacillates on the ethics of, like, news outlets, even if they're, like, tabloid trash, and paparazzi getting a hold of sex tapes, right? Like, whether or not it's ethical to release them or not. Like, I vacillate back and forth.
Yeah,
because, like, you know, we all learned that that Hulk Hogan can say the N-word while shitting himself mid-sex tape, and that was good to know, but also Peter Thiel used that
it was good to know, but also, like, now I have to know.
Now I have to know.
Now I have to know. When I
Yeah. All right. I'm just going to move on to the next, next thing.
I'm not happy.
Speaking of
Not
walking
happy.
diarrhea, Ryan Walters, the Oklahoma superintendent of schools, is resigning.
I had heard that in passing, but I hadn't had a chance to look into any details.
But it's not actually good news.
What's he resigning to do?
He's going to head up a national organization to bring like Christian nationalism to schools across the country, and basically encourage every school district, or lobby every school district, or bully every school district, or threaten every, because he calls himself the lib's worst nightmare.
Oh God!
Is in this new organization. So they're basically going to libs of TikTok themselves with a multi-billion-dollar fucking budget.
You know what? I'm gonna say this. You know what pisses me off? This is a personal thing.
You're nothing but personal things. What is it?
I haven't been targeted by Chaya Reichik yet. I have put in the goddamn work. I have put in the fucking effort.
At least transvestigate this, man.
Yeah, you're all fucking convinced.
Like,
do it.
Come on, Chaya.
Do it.
At least.
I will take off the glasses and you can measure my fucking cantle tilt.
God damn. And like, do we need to read to children before you notice us?
Fucking ridiculous. Disgusted. You sicken me, Chaya. You sicken me.
So he's the man who brought the Trump Bible to Oklahoma schools, right?
I love the Trump Bible because it's 1787 Constitution with the 3/5 compromise intact.
It has the 3/5 compromise intact in it. So, all right, it's a Bible.
It's a Bible. It's a Bible.
A fairly normal King James Bible,
which is possibly the worst translation of the Bible.
Right.
Like, objectively, scholarly speaking.
Yes.
You don't get much worse than the King James.
Right. But it is a fairly normal King James Bible. Mm-hmm. And then in the back, you have the Pledge of Allegiance, right? But also you have
our founding documents.
Our founding documents, including the United States Constitution. It includes the 3/5 compromise, does not include that it was struck, and the Bill of Rights is the entirety of the amendments.
They just leave off 17 amendments.
Yeah. Everything after the 10th Amendment is gone.
Oh, you think black people and women can vote?
It's more than like. Do we? How many amendments are there in the Constitution?
27.
27. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
27. So we left 17 off.
The last 17 gone.
No, technically one of them was just repealing another one.
Yeah, but
so there's only like 25 real amendments.
So 15 amendments gone, including some very important ones like the
13th, 14th,
14th, and 15th.
Probably the three most important amendments in the history of the U.S. Constitution.
Right.
After the Bill of Rights.
Yeah. Along with the 19th, which is also 19th. Important. Yeah. So 4 incredibly important amendments that shaped all of modern politics and law. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Everything we have post-Civil War.
Things you wouldn't know if you went by the Constitution provided in the Trump Bible. Slavery is illegal.
Right.
Due process is a thing that is open to everyone.
Right.
And anyone born here is a citizen.
Uh-huh.
That's gone. Black men can vote.
Right.
Gone.
Women can vote.
Gone. 18-year-olds can vote. Gone. The income tax is a thing. Gone.
Direct election of the Senate.
Gone.
None of that made it.
The entirety of the last 150 years. Gone.
Gone. Out of there.
All of it. Gone.
Just done. That was printed and put in every single Oklahoma school.
At a cost of
classroom, every classroom.
It's like $69.95 a piece.
Yeah, that is.
The state of Oklahoma spent $3.5 million on Trump Bibles.
So the dipshit.
Oklahoma is, I believe, 50th in education.
They are.
Yeah.
And they did literally nothing to improve their standing in education, while Ryan Walters was in charge of it.
I mean, he couldn't make it worse, at least.
He did. He added Trump Bibles, and he made it worse. He couldn't make it rank any lower.
They are now somehow 51st.
Right.
In education.
They have fallen behind all of our territories.
There's 2023 Oklahoma, and then right below it is 2025 Oklahoma.
Yeah, that. he made
Wait till you see
education.
where 2026 Oklahoma ends up.
Like, when you can't rank any lower and you still get worse, that's a problem.
I mean, just don't think of it as making Oklahoma worse. Think of it as making Mississippi and Alabama look better.
Speaking of that's a problem, we got a watch this space moment in the news because it was just announced like today. Hegseth is like
Going to fire everyone?
maybe. Oh, we know. So hundreds of generals and admirals and senior officers have been summoned to the Pentagon for a meeting, which
Doesn't happen. This is
Like,
not. This is not. In unprecedented times, this is an unprecedented thing.
Yeah, like this is
weird.
rare and weird, and it's what the fuck is happening?
What decision will the whiskey bottle make
Right.
for the United States military?
I am very concerned about that.
And also, here's another thing. It could be very, very bad. It could also just be like the sort of thing that could have been an email.
Right, there's
like-
also that.
We have no way of knowing until he does it because this is the most incompetent fucking clown shoe administration we've ever had.
I'm waiting for it's like I'm waiting for to hear a pin drop like on edge, right?
Yeah.
At the same time, like it could just be that he wants to roll out this like Department of War rebranding.
Yeah.
And he wants all of his officers there, like all of his generals looking generally
As he does it.
As he does it.
To get it, yeah.
With this big, he could have a fucking auditorium full of fucking senior staffers, right? With all of their fucking pins and medals and fucking their uniforms that look.
And you know what? Hey.
They're the only guys in our military who like look like like third world like dictators when they wear their uniforms because they have all the fucking shit on it.
If they want to go before the American people every single year and talk about how we need a $1 trillion war budget for the year, and all of these contractors need their war contracts. Rhetorically, that's not good for them.
Right. Like
it's
the branding to Department of Defense was one of the best bits of branding that the United States military ever did because it like when it was the Department of War, we knew as a country, hey, we don't do that unless we have to. Right, that was the founders, the framers, the U.S. general polity was like, we don't do that unless we have to. Now that have to could include like trying to take some territory next door. Right? Yeah, sure, Spanish-American War or shit, right? But it was
But saying that we need to spend $1 trillion of taxpayer money on war, and saying on war every single year, that's a hard sell.
It's going to be
That's a hard sell. I fully believe the Democrats are capable of rhetorically fucking this up because an imaginary Connecticut middle-aged couple says to. I didn't get a response yet, but I got to tell somebody on TikTok today who did not know about Chuck Schumer's imaginary friends that Chuck Schumer makes all of his decisions based on what his imaginary friends tell him.
How did that go? Oh, you haven't had a response. All right.
I don't know yet. I have a feeling I hurt some feelings and ruined some days.
Yeah, probably. I mean,
because it would be one thing if like a staffer released like, do you know that he actually like fucking consults an imaginary couple?
Yeah, but no, he wrote that in his own book.
He
I
just
know.
wrote it in his own book.
I know, it's stupid. Like it.
They have names.
Yeah,
it's like was like Elaine and Jay something. I know the wife's name is Elaine.
Like very little of Democratic leadership is rising to the occasion.
No.
You know, a few governors are. Right.
You know what? People are always talking about what AOC is doing next. I hope she goes after either Schumer or Gillibrand's seats.
Yeah.
I think that's the smart move other than beyond president. I think that's a better, smarter move than president.
Jasmine Crockett is doing a good job. AOC is doing a good job. A couple of governors like Pritzker and Newsom are doing a good job. Yeah. That's kind of about it.
Pritzker's like, he's creeping up. Like he's in terms of like actually doing things and not just being good at media, he's doing more than Newsom.
Right. Now, one thing I will say is it is not time to start thinking about coronating a front runner for 2028.
We got to get through 2025 and 2026.
And just as a reminder again, like the greatest fucking political speech of all time was delivered in the midterm, right? And 4 years later, we get a usurping fucking juggernaut of Barack Obama steamrolling Hillary Clinton. Right?
And when it was her like best opportunity to win.
Yes, that was her great, like that was the best window for her
as a general,
like
a general election candidate. That would have been her best time.
And
to make it
Obama
happen.
just came in and fucking stomped her out.
Can you imagine what like Clinton versus McCain would have looked like?
Oh yeah.
And then he brings in fucking Sarah Palin.
Yeah.
To get the woman vote, and then she fucking Sarah Palin.
I don't think he would have grabbed Palin. I think he would have like probably. He probably would have stuck with an older white guy because he felt that would have beaten. Because like
he probably would have picked fucking Lieberman.
That the convention, the Democrats convention.
We would have vice presidential candidate Joe Lieberman for the second time.
Yeah,
losing for the second time because Joe Lieberman was a fucking loser.
He was.
Who lost elections.
They would have tried a unifying ticket party like bullshit.
99% of the reason I voted for Ralph Nader in 2000 was because Joe Lieberman.
We know. Everybody knows.
I'm going to keep saying it. I'm glad he's dead. I wish he were alive so he could die again more painfully.
I get it. When you go to hell,
fuck Joe Lieberman.
You're going for Lieberman first.
He is first on the list before Reagan and Thatcher and Kissinger.
Yes, I know.
And whoever else. He is first on the list. And they all get to watch me do it and then know I'm coming for them next.
I will watch while I'm sitting there shitting in Charlie Kirk's mouth.
Satan himself will beg me to stop. It's like, dude, you're killing the fucking vibe. Please, dial it back some. And I'll look at the devil, and I'll just say no.
Speaking of saying no,
he'll understand.
RFK Jr. is now ordering a review of mifepristone.
Of course he is.
The FDA is going to review mifeprone because Republicans have just been begging him to.
He's going to ban it.
Yeah.
Like I already know that's a foregone conclusion. He's going to ban it.
Yeah.
He's going to revoke FDA approval because science doesn't matter.
No.
He is possibly the most purely ideological person in the entire administration who's not Stephen Miller.
Right.
And his ideological commitment is to destroying Western medicine in the United States of America.
It is amazing.
He has like, a fucking wellness grift to shill, and he is going to shill it until the worm eats the rest of his brain.
Like, I love that he's from a family of inbred wasps, right? That cannot, for the life of them, accept that their shitty parenting and bad genetics are responsible for the disorders in their family.
I know, not to mention the way their heads just keep doing that.
Right.
It's wild.
But like that is really like their shit genetics, right? And bad parenting leads to addiction and several genetic disorders, right?
Yeah.
And like mental disabilities.
And they lobotomize the only cool one. And their family cannot, for the life of them, accept that it's anything other than the fault of modern medicine. Quick question. Did Sirhan have a child because that kid would have the chance to do the funniest goddamn thing ever?
Ooh.
I mean, if we're going to have, like, generational dynasties in this fucking country.
We should have a generational dynasty of assassins. I approve.
And would his son's name be Sirhan? Like, that's what I want. I just want Sirhan to do the thing. I still think it's weird he's never given an interview. Like, he is, to the best of my knowledge, last I checked, he is still alive. And in federal prison. He has never spoken to anyone.
That's curious.
Ever.
Sirhan, if you're out there,
we would like to offer you a chance to be your first interview.
Yeah, we would.
If you're hearing this, no judgment,
none whatsoever.
Look, not the Kennedy I would have shot.
Yeah, I mean, like of all of them.
Like honestly, out of all of them, probably the one I would have wanted to have seen shot the last. Like,
yeah, I
he's
definitely
better than his brother.
Right. Like, I do not get the choice you made,
Yeah,
but
I do not get the choice we were told you made.
Right. Is it?
Guy who's never spoken to anyone ever about anything.
Please, we want to talk to you a little bit about intelligence. Anyway, got a little more news to get through, I guess.
Doesn't RFK Jr. not believe Sirhan did it too?
Yeah.
Like, that's one of his things. I think he should be released from prison immediately.
Yes, yeah, that's where that's at.
Shia tells me.
So a bunch of schools are losing millions because of their gender and DEI policies that the administration doesn't approve of. Because, of course, let's see, Tom Homan. Oh my God, that was big news. This weekend was full. Like this past weekend
That was the big weekend. That was the Friday news dump story.
Yeah,
was the Tom Homan thing.
Tom Homan took a $50,000 bribe from undercover federal agents when he was assumed to be the border czar head of ICE that Trump was going to pick. Trump had not yet taken office. Federal agents pretended to be businessmen who wanted to build private detention centers, and they wanted contracts for it. They approached Tom Homan, offered him a bribe for those contracts. $50,000 cash in a bag. He took it on tape, camera and audio recording. It was turned over to the DOJ, and the DOJ under Biden was like, all right, we're going to wait to see what else he does in this sting. Right. And then we're going to get him
based on that.
So they were going to see if he did another crime.
Actually followed through.
Right. He did one crime.
But taking the money is a crime. Because here's the thing. The Supreme Court might have very narrowly defined what a bribe is.
But that's still on it.
Yeah, because he was paid before he did the thing he was being paid to do.
Yep.
It was not a gratuity.
With the understanding that there was a quid pro quo.
Yeah. So he managed to... They almost defined bribery out of existence in the federal government, and he still managed to take a bribe illegally.
Yep. But they were going to see if he acted on that bribe and get him for that too, right? Which would have really, like, welcome to your, we got you for 5 years here and another 10 here.
Yeah.
Right?
Consecutively.
Yeah. So they were going to nail him. And no, as soon as Pam Bondi and Kash Patel roll into town, they just... Dropped the investigation. They ordered the investigation closed.
And a friendly reminder about Tom Homan.
And they have not denied that it happened.
No.
They're not denying this at all. They're just claiming that it's a political witch hunt.
Yeah.
That it was all political. But they are not in any way denying that it happened.
It's a friendly reminder, and this is a complaint that I have about one of the previous guys. Tom Homan being involved in the border and ICE at all is Barack Obama's fault.
Yeah, he is another example of what I think is a cancerous and toxic instinct within the center of the Democratic establishment, which is to always try to appear bipartisan and play to both sides, right?
Even when one side is objectively evil.
Yeah, and so...
You're not going to win those people over.
Obama gave the right most of the immigration policy and action that they asked for. They kept claiming that it was an open borders mess, and that we were being invaded and all this other nonsense, and that he was weak on the border and weak on illegal immigration. The current administration is only cracking down on legal immigration.
Yeah.
They're not cracking down much on illegal immigration. It is legal immigration they're predominantly targeting.
It is arresting people at their green card hearings.
Yeah.
So what are you doing?
So Obama gave the right the policies it wanted. They lied about that.
Mm-hmm. That's what they do.
And then went much further straight line into fascism afterwards, right?
The Democratic Party, the Democratic establishment needs to understand that every time they give the Republicans what they want, they will be called a communist for it.
Yeah, and
Ezra Klein, no, we don't actually need to elect more anti-abortion Democrats.
yeah, no. Fuck you, Ezra. You know you're wrong.
Yeah.
You know
you're wrong.
I've read enough of your shit to know.
I know you're wrong.
But you have an instinct to be conciliatory.
Because you're a wormy little shit.
And to speak to these people.
Fucking coward.
Right. But every time you give the GOP anything they want right now.
Or ever.
Yeah.
Because it's been 30 years of this. So.
Right. You give them anything they want, and you give them an inch. They take a mile, and they tell you that that they never even got the inch.
Right.
Right. You give them the inch. They take the mile, claim they never got the inch, and then now that they've taken that mile, you give them another inch.
We saw that back in the day with the ACA, where they literally just what if we give you Mitt Romney's plan?
Yeah.
And then, Mitt Romney's that's not good enough. Mm-hmm. Mitt, you son of a bitch.
Remember the time that fucking Biden went and negotiated away, Social Security behind Obama's back?
Yeah.
To try to get McConnell on board with shit? It was...
Believe them when they tell you who they are. I don't know why this is so difficult to understand. They're not shy about telling you who they are. When Mitch McConnell says, my only job is to make sure he's a one-term president, believe him and don't fucking negotiate with him anymore.
And here's an idea. Offer a vision that is different from them.
Offer a vision, period, would be nice.
But be different from them. Be boldly different from them. Stop fearing what you're going to be called.
You're going to be called a socialist no matter what. It's meaningless at this point.
They call you a socialist, call them a lying sack of shit, and tell them, look dead in the eyes of a reporter and say, yeah, I get it. He's a traitor, and when we take power, we're probably going to arrest him and execute him. Say it. Just fucking say it. I don't
can't
care.
even imagine the power.
I'd vote for you if you said, I'm going to execute Donald Trump for treason once I become president.
You could see
You'd win my vote.
I don't care what position they're running for, what level of government, you could see any given Democrat get a 10-point boost just by looking at a Republican and saying, get fucked.
Right.
All they have to do, and people will be like the way he talks, straight shooter.
Get fucked.
Tells it like it is. I might not agree, but I like his style.
One of the things that Biden did best during the 2020 election was he was rude back.
He was a dick.
He says things off the cuff, and he's rude back, and he's sometimes says it's a big fucking deal.
Didn't he say he wanted to take Donald Trump out back and beat him up?
Yes.
Yeah, do that.
Right.
Say that shit.
He got a bump after that.
Yeah, because that's what
he said. He wanted to take him out behind a woodshed and beat the shit out of him, and he got a bump in the polls from it. I don't care what they call it, because they were oh, that was way too far, and the voters didn't think so.
No.
Milquetoast fucking liberals in their ivory towers in fucking urban cities in their fucking $300,000 condos may have been oh, I don't know. Oh, you know who didn't care, though?
The normal people.
Normal people.
Here's
the people who serve you your food didn't. They loved it.
The mainstream establishment Democratic Party needs to learn that the only thing people care about is that you are confident in your messaging.
Yep. Confident in your messaging.
Direct and confident. They don't even care what you're fucking saying.
They want you to be on their side.
Yeah.
They want you to be confident in your messaging. And what almost everybody wants is a fair shake and less inequality. That's what, what everybody in this fucking country, poll after poll after poll, when it comes to policy says, right, is they want to be able to afford the fucking groceries. They want to make a fucking decent living. They want to be secure in their housing, right?
That's it.
So fucking provide that shit, and when the enemy... Yes, and they're no longer the fucking Republicans.
They are your
enemy. The enemy.
They are the enemy of the people.
They're the enemy of the people. They're the enemy that says
that
they hate you. The President of the United States went on television and said he hates half the country.
Use that.
Use it. Stop being fucking cowards, because they take $50,000 bribes and then don't do anything about it. The president and his children are becoming richer every day off of grifts.
They're up to they're worth what, like $10 billion now?
$10 billion.
He didn't make that in business.
Yeah, from being somewhere between $2 and $4 billion net on paper, but probably fraudulently.
Yeah.
In his first term.
Yeah.
Like in the lawsuits where he sued over people like downplaying his wealth, it wound up being that he was worth way less than he said.
He lost those suits.
He lost those suits, and it turned out that he was committing fraud to pretend he was worth a lot more. Now their family is worth billions that they weren't worth before, and they're worth that off of you. And they're stealing from us.
You should be deeply sickened by the idea that Don Jr. and Eric have access to billions of dollars.
Yeah.
Look at them. Look at them.
One of them is the disappointing afterbirth.
They are Beavis and Butthead if they weren't funny.
Yeah. Eric is the most disappointing afterbirth that ever slid out of his mom's coochie.
Yeah.
Right? And Don is just the dumbest Coke bro you know.
Yes. And we know some dumb Coke bros, and I know you know them out there too.
Yeah.
America.
Don Jr. is the dumbest Coke bro you know, and Eric Trump probably had his oxygen cut at some point while he was in utero.
I'm pretty sure that cord got wrapped around his neck for at least a little while.
Yeah. And that's where things stand. Meanwhile, I think that they're on another rampage to prove that autism is caused by something other than the likely known causes, because it looks like Barron seems a little on the spectrum.
I could see it.
And
it's hard to. We haven't gotten a lot of public interaction with him,
right?
So it's hard to know.
But from what we have seen, he looks a little on the spectrum, and Don was well over 60 when he was conceived.
My favorite rumors about Barron ever was that he was the Antifa super soldier in 2020. The 7 foot tall motherfucker who showed up in full head to toe body armor in New York. It was secretly Barron. I know it wasn't, but
yeah,
that'd be funny.
So that grand
nobody ever figured out who that dude was.
So the grand libertarian crypto experiment in Argentina.
Yeah.
That has failed, and
it's going to cost you $20 billion.
Yeah, the United States government is going to bail him out for $20 billion. But on top of that, what's funny about that is the United States is not going to be exporting to China any soy or corn. What went from a $15 billion export
annually
is now going to be zero next year.
I don't know if you understand this. That is a $15 billion difference.
And Argentina picked up a third of that.
And we're giving them $20 billion.
We're giving them $20 billion. Yeah.
Because Milei is that much of a fucking imbecile.
Yeah, he's that much of an imbecile. But they just basically stole, because MAGA treats the economy like a zero-sum game, right? So, dear MAGA folk, Argentina stole U.S. farmers' export income that they can't make up here in the United States.
When your Nebraska or Arkansas soy farm goes under this year, why.
This is why.
This is why.
And
they did this to you.
So the president of the United States did that to you. Argentina took that business, and now that president that fucked you is going to take some of our money and give it to Argentina, because their country can't manage its budget either.
But hey, look at it this way, guys. The private equity firm that the Secretary of the Treasury and the President and the Vice President have all invested in is going to buy all of your property for fractions of a penny on the dollar.
Get fucked.
Sorry, guys.
You voted for a man who's actually going to con and rob you after he forecloses on your property.
I don't like you people, and I voted for your best interests.
Yeah. I don't like what's going to happen to you.
That's how fucking stupid you are.
I find what's going to happen to you very funny, and I don't like it. I don't like it, but I find it very funny.
It didn't have to happen. We could have not been here.
Because my core position, after we get through the news, I'm going to say this about that. I don't I'm not interested in playing nice with these people. Like, it has come to I've come to the conclusion that the American right wing, and particularly its political leadership, right, and its core base, wants a civil war at all costs. They want to either have a civil war or exterminate anything left of Mussolini, right? And
You don't get to do that.
and so if that's their position, I'm done.
Not a lot of sympathy.
Yeah, not a lot of sympathy. But fuck you. Bring it. I don't care. Like, okay, I guess that's what we're gonna do now. Like, because I hate Destiny a lot, but I've been shitting on him for years. But as of late, he's been on one, and he was asked that question. Well, and he's like, it's either we fight them back in their civil war, or they exterminate us.
I'm not interested in being exterminated.
Our options are civil war or extermination because they insist on one of those two options.
Yeah.
So what else is there? Oh, we can tone down our rate. No, we can't.
When the president of the Heritage Foundation said the Civil War will be bloodless if the left allows it, he meant that if we allow them to kill us all.
Yeah.
Period, full stop. If we just let them do it,
And now here's the thing.
They'll try to make sure it doesn't hurt too much.
Now here's the thing. Obviously, we could roll over, and it could be technically bloodless, right? Like we could roll over, we could stop speaking, we could stop disagreeing, we could be in fear for our jobs and afraid to speak out because they could sue us into oblivion or come down on us with the force of government, right? Like
You can pander to those elements.
we could all just roll over.
You can do it as a person, you can do it as a business, but it's not going to work out well for you in the end.
Yep. And so, I guess liberalism will be exterminated quietly in those conditions, right? So will freedom. So will liberty.
And
So will cool art. So will great sex.
fascists, I need you to understand this. You never get power for long.
No.
And when you lose power, how poorly you wielded it while you had it determines what happens to you afterwards and how bad it is.
Right? Speaking of fascists and power.
We could do this bloodlessly, or we could hang you all at our own version of the Nuremberg trials.
Right.
That's your choice.
Speaking of...
It all depends on whether you allow it.
fascists in power and their attempt at grabbing power, that Charlie Kirk rally. Whoo, boy.
That was the most 1930s Berlin thing I've ever lived through in my goddamn life.
Yeah. I mean, first, I'll admit, that was a huge audience of fucking lunatics.
Fucking idiots.
Right? They filled a stadium, and it looked very 1930s Berlin.
And it is a stadium that holds 63,000 people, even though they will tell you 100,000 people were in there.
Yeah. I mean, they did cram some people on the floor. I don't know.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
but they certainly trashed the area around the stadium.
Absolutely destroyed it.
Looked like Burning Man.
But so you've got, the president says that he hates half the country. He hates his enemies.
I don't know. I hope bad things for my opponents. I don't want them. I want them to suffer.
Tucker Carlson suggests that the Jews killed Charlie Kirk. Like, what he said, he did not say the Jews. He
doesn't have to. We know what he means.
He directly compared the situation of Charlie Kirk to the plot to kill Jesus, which a lot of anti-Semitic Christians like to lean on as a Jewish thing, forgetting that it was the Romans.
We call that blood libel.
Right.
I will say this about
everybody involved in the story except for the Romans was Jewish, right?
Yeah.
Jesus was a Jew. It was a conflict among like a radical Jewish preacher versus the Jewish establishment. So stop with that.
You are all basically pretending that you follow the teachings of a Palestinian Jewish anarchist.
Yeah, right. Who cared about people?
Which
none of you did.
I've seen how you people comport yourselves in your daily lives.
But this Christian nationalist love fest. So Tucker Carlson then likens it to watching a bunch of guys in a fucking lampshade room, like lampshade lighted room, eating hummus.
Yeah.
Planning what do we do about Charlie Kirk? That's how it.
I will give Tucker Carlson credit for this. I do not know that I am aware of anyone who is more skillfully able to say the Jews without saying the Jews.
Right.
Like he has elevated the dog whistle to such an art form that I'm honestly I am impressed.
It is impressive.
I am impressed. I have to give him his props for that. It is amazing what he is able to say without saying it.
Yeah. And
No one else has that.
He does.
Like him.
He does the Jesus story, queuing up the like Christian nationalists, like, okay, yeah, no, we know how he dies, and we tend to lean.
It's all revenge for Jon Stewart getting Crossfire canceled.
That makes sense. Yeah, and then
He got real weird after that.
Yeah, and
he
then-
got a lot weirder after that.
and then hummus eaters.
Hummus.
Like he just goes on like, wow, you did that. And then he laughed like a fucking serial
Hyena.
killer hyena. It was.
His laugh is horrifying.
It is absolutely
Like it
awful.
is. That is the laugh someone gives you as they are skinning you alive. That is a laugh you make while flaying someone on a rack.
If you don't know this sound, because just
Do it to yourself.
Do it to yourself. Go look at Tucker Carlson laughing.
I can't mimic it, and I can mimic a lot.
It is unhinged. It's like a Batman villain. Like
He is like a Batman villain.
He is. So then Benny Johnson goes and gives the fucking. Oh my God! This speech about Trump having wielding the sword of righteousness against the enemies within the United States, not outside, not our enemies abroad, not even the most neocon-y our enemies are Islam or whatever, blah, blah, blah bullshit that we used to deal with. No, no, they're not going to do that at this fucking Nazi rally.
Nope.
No. God has given Donald Trump a sword of righteousness to use on enemies within the United States, on their internal enemies, on their enemies.
I'm going to go ahead and say this. If that's true, I question God's judgment.
Yeah, same.
I don't know that he's making the best decisions.
And then, of course, Stephen Miller gives a speech that quite literally plagiarizes Joseph Goebbels.
Less eloquently.
Less eloquently.
He takes a Goebbels speech, and he shitties it up.
He shittied it up, but I will give him some credit. There were some points where he added some rhetorical flourishes that Goebbels did not have. You could definitely tell the man studied them well, right?
He knows those talking points intimately, as a sexual matador should.
Yeah, his wife describing herself as a sexual matador, and how turned on she gets when she watches him. He wakes up and he starts writing speeches against their enemies.
Who does that? I want you to think about waking up in the morning, and the first thing you do is pick up a pen to write a speech against your enemies. I don't have that many enemies.
Okay, so all right. I used to in the 2016 election, I used to wake up every morning, and the first thing I would do before I had my coffee was hate tweet Kellyanne Conway.
That's different.
Until she blocked me.
It's like every time I do open up Twitter, the first thing I do is bully Brianna Wu. She's always, for some reason, she is always at the top. I don't follow her on Twitter. She is always somehow on the top of my goddamn feed. First thing I see, her saying something dumb, and I'm like, gotta bully Brianna Wu.
I mean, it's fair.
I only open the app 3 times a week.
And,
at this point,
and 3 times a week you have to.
She hasn't blocked me yet. She takes it. I will say that for Brianna.
She might have blocked me.
I will say that for
her in a
Brianna.
minute.
She hasn't blocked me yet, and I have been a dick to her every single time I have opened up that app for the last 2 years.
I have not seen her in a hot minute.
I was
She may
already
have blocked me.
She was already pissing me off before October 7th.
Fair, yeah.
Because of her weird trans medicalism, where it's non-binary people don't count. You're ruining it for all of us. Bullshit.
Right.
Get fucked.
Yeah. She is such a fucking. Ugh.
Oh God.
How she made it famous in something that's going to come in prominently in the next part is beyond me. She should not have been involved. That's all I'm going to say about that.
I do appreciate that she only actually came out as trans so she could bully trans people on Twitter.
Yeah. That part. She came out as trans
In like 2022.
just to defend herself when she was bullying trans people.
Yeah.
And when she was getting shit on and criticized for that is when she came out as trans.
Yeah. Because, she transitioned like in the early 2000s.
Yeah, she was
She was not a public figure of any kind.
No. She became a public figure
I don't even think she was. I
post-transition.
don't even think she was a game developer yet at that point.
I don't know. I don't know any.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you shit about her other than her involvement in that and then what she became as of like
I
the
also
last few
don't know
years.
if I've never played any of her games. She may or may not have been a good game developer. I don't know. It's possible she was. A lot of good indie game developers back in the day.
It's possible I don't generally play indie games. I think most of them suck. I'll be honest. I know, guys, you can hate me for it. Like, out there on the internet, I am really about graphic quality. Like that is like my number one. Like the play mechanics and graphic quality are the two things I care the most about. Mm-hmm. Right, story is like third. Mm-hmm. Right, and indie games for the most part suck.
Yeah, I could happily just play like 90s point and click adventures till the day I die.
I cannot.
So
every new
that's where we differ.
Every new advancement in graphics makes me forget every game that existed before then.
I am happy with Super VGA pixel art. I don't give a shit.
Gross.
Give me an old Sierra game. I'll take that over goddamn near anything else.
I have some nostalgia for those old games. Obviously, right? They inspired me.
I like how unfair they were. They were just some of those puzzles were just like incomprehensible. Like you had to like accidentally guess the right answer. Like oh, shit.
Well, and like old NES games were just fucking evil. They were fucking like
fucking Battletoads. God damn.
Battletoads. The fucking underwater fucking
Turtles?
stage of the Ninja Turtles.
But that fucking like light cycle fucking level in Battletoads. I don't think anybody ever made it past that.
I don't know. I don't think I did.
You're on a fucking NES D-pad and you had to have like fucking reaction times like less than a microsecond.
Yeah, I never got past that.
No.
I don't know.
I got past it. I had a Game Genie and I cheated. I got past it.
Yeah,
so I've seen later parts of the game.
I don't know anybody who beat Battletoads without cheating.
Nope. You could. I think they made some of those games intentionally unbeatable.
Fair. Speaking of unfair advantages, do you know what really sucks? Trying to survive as a fisherman off Venezuelan waters. Because the United States military keeps blowing you the fuck up. Like,
have they considered not being Venezuelan fishermen?
Yeah. We are pretending that these guys are narco terrorists, and there's like they're providing no evidence whatsoever. These boats, for the most part, could never make it to the U.S.
And this is all illegal, even if they are. Drug traffickers.
You're
just not allowed to do that.
Right. And of course, dipshits are arguing, well, this is going to be really tough to provide oversight because you don't want to look like you're defending drug cartels. Sure you do. This is easy.
By the way, this reminds me.
Everyone deserves legal rights.
Everyone deserves due process.
Everyone deserves due process, and the United States government doesn't get to murder you because it says you did a thing.
Because despite the fact that so many refuse to accept this, if everyone doesn't have due process, no one has due process. But I will say this, if there is one thing that they have managed to completely crater the price of in the United States of America, it is 100% pure cocaine.
Yeah, cocaine prices have cratered.
100% pure cocaine is now as low as $60 a gram.
Yeah. That is... I've been...
Oof.
That's
giving it away.
I spend a lot more on step-down shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, thank you. You've lowered the price of Coke and increased the price of beef. So vegan Coke heads are winning in this economy, and everyone else gets to lose. Drug cartels are the big winners, apparently, because, why not?
Well, I mean, we're blowing up random Venezuelans, not them.
Right. And again, our enforcement apparatuses and our intelligence and our investigative powers are not aiming at the actual problems.
I mean, well, we are learning in real time what happens when you decide to completely dismantle your entire intelligence apparatus.
Yeah.
And put podcasters in charge.
No shit.
We are podcasters. We should not be in charge.
Nope.
I would if someone said, "Hey, do you want to be in charge of the FBI?" I would say no. I should not be in charge of the FBI. I don't know how to do that job.
I mean, if you want to make me dictator of the United States for like a week, I would probably do a bad job, but I would solve some of our problems.
I don't know that you'd do a worse job.
Right. I would not do a good job.
No.
I'm telling you.
You would do a bad job.
I would do a very bad job.
But I don't know if it'd be a worse job.
I would probably solve a few of our problems. That's all I'm saying.
Well, you'd certainly solve a few of our personal problems.
Right. In a video game. So international news, because, fucking murdering fishermen leads us to international news because we don't care about international law or international waters or anything else. We got Nicolas Sarkozy has been sentenced for 3 years in that Libyan campaign finance scheme.
I wish I lived in a country where the president could go to jail.
Right? That I read that, and that's why I wanted to include it in the news, because it was a former French president.
You know what the French president doesn't get? Blanket immunity.
Blanket immunity.
You know why he doesn't get it? Because that's stupid.
Yeah. Bolsonaro was sentenced. Sarkozy has now been sentenced to 3 years. Like we live in a stupid ass country. We're one of the only countries on Earth that doesn't believe you can prosecute your former executive.
Left-wing countries, right-wing countries, democracies, dictatorships, everyone else can hold their presidents accountable.
Yeah.
Everyone else.
We, for some reason, cannot. All right. Fucking, it's crazy to me. That's why I included that.
It's fair.
Trump goes to the UN, claims that we ended 7 wars.
Including one between Cambodia and Armenia, I believe?
Yeah. Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Literally.
I didn't know they were beefing.
The wars that he listed off, like, every single time, not true. War's still going on. The president of said country said that Trump had nothing to do with it. What has happened immediately after, while Trump is fucking off after the UN, a bunch of UN countries get together to have meetings about how to disentangle themselves from us. That was in the news post that.
Yeah.
Like,
and then
the world is looking to disentangle itself from us. They are looking to cut ties at some point. We are currently the fulcrum in the middle of the world's socioeconomic order, and that needs to. They are all still sucking up to us because of that, but it's going to change. They're operating as if they have to end their relationships with us at some point.
Yeah, maybe we'll finally get to be the isolationist utopia that Coolidge and Wilson wanted.
Speaking of shitty governments, the Israeli government has taken the official stance they plan to annex Gaza and the West Bank.
Well, I mean that was...
Yeah, but they've officially taken that position now. But the United States is telling Arab states that we're not going to let that happen.
I mean, if they did annex Gaza and the West Bank, and then they stopped being an ethno-state, that would be a way to get to a one-state solution.
Yeah. I mean,
like, if they annexed those areas and then everybody had equal rights under Israeli law,
see,
it'd be a weird way to fix the problem.
Right.
They're not going to do it, but it'd be a weird way to fix the problem.
See, that's the funny thing. That would be the funniest thing. Like, if they can do this without murdering and expelling or, like, creating a 2-tiered legal system.
Yeah. It's literally the only workable one-state solution if they would allow it to happen.
Yeah.
Because it should be one state.
But
if you're going to have states in that region.
Yeah. The downside is it wouldn't be Israel very long.
No.
Like as you know it, it would not be.
It wouldn't be an ethno-state.
It wouldn't be an ethno-state.
And ethno-states are bad. I don't care what it is.
And not only would it not be an ethno-state, but it would lose being a Jewish majority really quick. Like, it would not be a Jewish majority. And that is what they fear, sadly. But...
Well, I mean, what Netanyahu fears is prison.
Yeah, that. The Israeli public fears not being an ethno-state, right? Netanyahu fears not being in prison.
I mean, let's be honest. He would just run away back to Philly, probably.
Speaking of Israel, Italy and Spain are deploying naval vessels to defend flotillas.
I saw that.
Heading to Palestine.
It's going to get spicy.
With aid, yeah. U.S. fighter jets had to scramble to intercept Russian fighters that entered like our airspace along the Alaska. That's crazy as fuck.
Wasn't there an incursion into Estonian airspace by the Russians?
Yeah, there have been multiple NATO incursions now, and NATO's divided on how to respond. Some of them want to like get more aggressive. Others are like, well, like if we do that, it could start a war. And no, like they can't turn to us for leadership on it. So
I wouldn't.
Right, I wouldn't, but also
they can't.
They can't
because we won't.
And that leaves NATO in a tough spot because they're used to that, right? Like. We used to have adults at the table.
It's weird. We have spent so many decades exerting so much undue influence over the rest of the world, and now we're not. But it's in the dumbest way possible.
Yeah.
Like we're not exerting our influence in a way that's actually worse than the way we were exerting our influence.
Right.
Which I didn't know was possible. But here we are.
Yeah, right. Like. They just decided to prove Noam Chomsky as wrong as possible. I think is what, like, you know what I mean?
We caused so many problems, and then we caused worse problems by walking away from the problems that we caused.
Yep.
Like, I'm beginning to think we might not be a force for good in the world. No matter what we do.
I'm thinking that letting environmental lead get to the point that it got to was bad for all of us.
Good thing we're going to roll back those stupid regulations. We don't need no EPA.
We're also bringing back fucking asbestos. So I mean,
set the fucking rivers on fire again. Ohio deserves it.
And Ukraine has successfully struck a shit ton of Russian oil fields and oil production facilities, and their drone manufacturing facilities. The Russian economy is continuing to weaken. It is holding on by a thread right now. Yeah. So that has been the news. We're going to take a quick little break, and then we're going to talk about how everything got even fucking dumber when the GOP fell apart.
It's amazing how...
I mean, it still looks like it exists.
It's amazing.
But the GOP actually fell apart a while ago, and you just didn't notice.
It's amazing how bad things can get when everyone stops caring.
Yep. On camera. All right, we are back, and we are debating which one of us is older.
I don't think you want to have this debate.
We have... Clearly, there's the matter of calendar linear time in which this fuck is a bit older.
When's your birthday?
May of... I was born in 80.
80.
Right.
Okay.
And you were born when?
February of 1979.
79. Okay. Mm-hmm. So we have over a year between us there.
Oh, it is over a year, isn't it?
Yeah, more than a year in between us there. I am not in any way, shape, or form older than you. You want to go there? Come on.
I'm going to let the people decide. I feel like I don't even have to argue.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to let the people decide.
Uh-huh. Yeah, which of the two of us is older, huh? Hey.
You, 122 people who subscribe to this channel, sound off in the comments.
Which one of the two of us is more of an old man? I can still rock climb. How about you?
I can still physically do anything I could do in my 20s. I was kind of a broken 20-year-old.
that was about to add.
But
there you go.
All
right.
I haven't aged since then. Anything I could do then, I could still do now.
I will give you that. I guess.
Except for I can't make this thumb touch this back of my hand anymore because I got hit by a truck.
No. I mean, look,
It fucked up this joint. Now this joint now has like normal human mobility because I got hit by a truck.
Yeah, okay. So I may have a broken body, but it can still do things like rock climb and jump and dive off of things and OSHA violate all over the place.
You are good at OSHA violations. Well, it's technically not an OSHA violation for you.
Right, yeah. Actually, OSHA's a little weird about employers, too.
Well, it's not going to exist in another 6 months anyway, so who cares?
That's fair. I mean, I have stood on a ladder that was hanging off of a scaffold.
I have had people tell me how excited they are about OSHA going away because it doesn't do anything. Like, okay.
Oh, boy.
You say that now while it still exists, but just wait.
Oh, wait, there's
Just
more.
wait.
All right.
Oh, God.
So this stupid ass topic. Last week we talked about all these forces that, starting with, from Roger Ailes and Roger Stone being mad about Nixon to, going down and creating Fox News and then the American far right, the white nationalist movements and the patriot movements, like trying to get a foot into mainstream politics, just as evangelicalism is becoming a major force in the GOP.
Yeah.
All of these things happening at once, and then the Bush years happen, and they start to kind of coalesce a little, but they coalesce as an oppositional force inside the GOP.
Yeah.
Right? Newt Gingrich obviously breaks the concept of truth, Rush Limbaugh, all these things happening all at the same time. We get lied into Iraq, and I think that's a major part of it, right? Like,
that helped create an in where the right could be criticized from the right.
yeah. Like,
Which they had been very good about not allowing previously.
yeah.
But it's such a gimme. Like, yes, you deserve to be criticized for that. Mm-hmm. And people took advantage of that very legitimate opening.
And then we get the 2008 crash.
Yeah.
And that, like, the trust in institutions plummets, right? For good reason.
Yeah, the creation of the idea of a bank being too big to fail.
Yeah.
Like that.
What do you mean it's too big
What
to
does
fail?
that mean? Nothing else is too big to fail.
Right.
This fucking bank that gambled with our money is now suddenly like sacrosanct. We have to protect it at all costs. Get fucked.
Right. And the craziest part about it is that there's a fight inside the GOP about that, right? Like, the people in charge in the Republican Party in Washington, D.C. were like, yeah, we're bailing this shit out.
Yeah.
And the ideologues in the old school, like, marketarian world, right? Like Mitt Romney, were like, no, what are you doing? You gotta let this shit fail.
If they wanted to bail out people, it probably should have been the people whose homes were being foreclosed on, not the banks doing the foreclosures.
Yeah.
Like, they could have spent the same amount of money and actually helped people and let those fucking banks get fucked. Mm-hmm. Let those billionaire bankers become very much not billionaires anymore. Could have done it.
And you know what's happening? You got the paleocons are becoming strong at that point. Now, paleoconservatives, they are a thing. They started around the 1980s and gaining prominence. They were more of an isolationist, nationalistic conservatism, right? And religiously conservative. 2008, they really gain a new foothold in that they have some very prominent voices crop up. So again, there's this crash happening. a new isolationist movement is coming up. And, of course, we done fuck the economy and bail out the banks and not people, right?
Right.
Which then we get fucking Occupy.
Which was a fascinating little movement because in many ways, if you look at like the people who were involved, like very left-leaning.
Right.
And yet, it's why we have Tim Pool.
Yeah.
It's the only reason why we have Tim Pool and his goddamn fucking beanie. Little fucking wolf. Fuck you, Tim, you fucking bald fucking head.
So Occupy happens, and basically it's like happening around the same time the Tea Party's taking over the GOP. And again, these like populist forces start to rise up, right?
Yeah.
And they're...
And it's frustrating because you look at Occupy and they didn't really have demands and they really didn't have any plans for accomplishing anything.
Yeah, no.
I think they just thought that camping there forever would somehow fix the problem.
Like a few of them had these like lists of things that they wanted, but
they could have, I don't know, primaried every single Democrat who voted in a way they didn't like and taken their fucking seats in the House.
Which is exactly what the Tea Party did.
Yeah, it's funny how that works.
GOP learned that lesson, and that's, so where we left off last week is that the crazies have now taken over all of the momentum of the GOP base.
Yeah.
Right? And they've pushed out
any normal
a lot of normal people. And now...
That's why a guy like Joe Walsh is suddenly a Democrat.
Yeah. Like fucking Richard Jolly.
Yeah.
Like
David
Jolly. Fucking Charlie Kirk here in fucking Florida. Like
Charlie Kirk, who his politics have not changed in the slightest over the last 20 years, and he went from a moderate Republican governor to a progressive Democratic member of the House.
Yep. And nothing really has changed about his politics except he's, as issues have shifted.
Christ, he's still in the closet.
Right, yeah. As issues have shifted, he's shifted with those issues and social issues a bit. But otherwise, his politics remain fucking the same. Like, it's amazing.
Just random aside, I know so many, like, gay dudes in their 60s are like, oh, I know Charlie.
In this town, every gay dude knows Charlie.
Every gay, yeah.
Like, let's be real.
But especially the gay dudes over 60.
Yes.
They know Charlie.
All right, so
he's very tan.
Banks, other industries, they get a bailout. They say we save the broader economy. Lots of people get fucked though, and it's a tough time.
And there was a way to save the economy without fucking those people.
Yeah,
we chose not to do it.
It was that path of least resistance, because if you save the institutions, you guarantee nothing falls, or that everything doesn't fall quickly. But if you save people, you would have saved most of those. The institutions would have been mostly, not all of them, but most of them would have been, quote unquote, bailed out if we bailed out citizens.
Right, because they wouldn't have turned a profit, but they wouldn't have lost their money on the back end because those loans would have been able to be repaid.
Right.
Those bad loans they shouldn't have made and sold at a profit would have been repaid.
Yeah. And instead, they did the opposite, which, look, I get the economics of it. It was for the best that we did it at all, right?
Yeah. Something had to be done. We couldn't just let nothing happen. Like, we couldn't just do nothing.
But we break people's brains. And, of course, the same year, the same time, 4chan, it comes up. Like, we get the creation of 4chan around
the same time. I remember the early days of 4chan. I remember where it was just where the memes came from.
Right.
I remember 4chan gave us I Can Has Cheeseburger. If you remember I Can Has Cheeseburger. Like, nearly every cat meme you've ever seen came from, like, 2009 4chan.
Yep. 4chan and Reddit are both come up at the same time. One has some moderation, the other
and it's
really
been
doesn't.
Interesting to watch them diverge because Reddit has definitely become less extreme.
Yes.
And 4chan, it's not 8kun.
Right.
Like, which is about all you can say for it.
Yeah, like
4chan, it's not 8kun.
And the only reason
We're not even getting into 8kun, by the way.
Yeah, like, the reason 8kun can exist is because it is way less
8kun happened because Moot, who started 4chan, decided he was going to moderate against CP.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the only reason 8kun exists. It's like, what do you mean we can't have CP?
Yeah. 4chan only exists because one guy in the Something Awful forums absolutely hated anime and hentai porn. So he bans, low tax bans fucking hentai porn.
Yeah.
And 4chan gets created. And now it is the monster that it has become over all these years.
4chan is also interesting because that type of image board is very popular in Japan.
Yes.
And the rest of like Southeast Asia. And it never took off here in the States except for 4chan.
Right. And
like it filled that space and then completely consumed it.
Yep. And now, of course, it came up because a bunch of these fucking anime weirdos went over to the Asian servers after Something Awful banned porn.
Hey, look, sometimes you need to see a 1,000-year-old dragon that's taken the form of an 8-year-old girl get violated by tentacles. Where were they supposed to go? They couldn't go to Something Awful anymore.
And so
it's technically she's 1,000 years old.
it's not.
It's not wrong. She's, in terms of her mental acuity, she's far older than I am.
Yeah, he's a 1,000-year-old vampire, and it's not weird because he's been 16 the entire time. So him dating a high school girl is totally okay.
It's perfectly normal.
He's perfectly normal. Like, Jesus Christ, that's how these things get created. I spent way too much time in 4chan, by the way.
The thing about 4chan is it didn't used to be this way, but now it is any time you spend on 4chan is too much time spent on 4chan.
There's still some gems in there, I will say.
That's why I hate it so goddamn much. It was like, oh, that's a banger.
Right?
And if you don't go to boards that are B or poll, like you can find some like genuinely interesting content. Like,
right.
But it's not worth it. Don't do it. Like if you've never been to 4chan, don't. I think that's probably the safest thing to give. The best piece of advice I could give to normies.
Right.
If you've never been to 4chan, just don't. Like, learn about it through secondhand sources.
Yep.
You just talk to people who've been there and don't go yourself.
So,
if you have been there, it's gotten worse.
So we've got this new counterculture, like, coming into fruition in the wake of the 2008 crash, right?
Mm-hmm.
2008, 2007 to 2011.
Yeah.
September of 2011, Occupy starts, right? And it spreads to 951 cities, 82 countries.
That's pretty big.
And a lot of it gets really into this meme counterculture.
Yeah.
And so populism is mixing up in there. And that, it's cool, right?
And there's an efficacy to like disseminating information via meme. It works.
Yep.
Like you can spread, if you have a simple message that you can water down into a single image, you can get, independent of language, you can get like the whole goddamn world to understand what you mean.
And of course, you know what else happens in 2011?
What else happens in 2011?
Poll is born. /poll in 4chan is born.
Poll.
And
the bane of my goddamn existence.
And now the poll board, like, it's widely regarded as a mistake. Let's be real.
And here's another thing here's another thing to remember about early 4chan. It wasn't a right-wing cesspool at the beginning. No,
there were a lot of weird right-wingers in there, and also pedophiles, and
it was anonymous. Any anonymous space online, any truly anonymous space online, you're going to unfortunately end up with those people. Yeah, because it's anonymous and they can be openly weird,
weirdos, trolls, pedos, etc., all kind of like mixing in with it. But
it was like aggressively irony pilled.
Yes.
And you had a lot of people who were just like, trolling right-wing weirdos by acting like right-wing weirdos in hyperbolic ways.
Yep, that was a lot of that going on.
And then you end up with like new users show up and they don't have that context that this is a joke.
And a lot of them are people who are predisposed to not being able to get the joke anyway.
Yeah, younger people with like, a 13-year-old boy don't know shit about fuck.
Yeah, and like there's something
I know
to be
this
said
because
about,
I was once a 13-year-old boy.
There's something to be said about people on the that get into the spectrum a little bit and their inability to separate their.
They tend to take things at face value.
Yeah, and once they get into memes, it can get real weird, right? Like, and once they get into irony, they get real ironic.
It's like a literal drug.
Right.
Like because it fulfills this emotional need to stay unaffected by the world around you when the world around you feels hostile. Like you can just distance yourself from everything. Like it's not, well, you're outside of that. I'm not affected by that. Yep. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. It's all just a joke.
And now in the same period, we got the slow rise and mainstreaming of one Richard Spencer, which we said
Spencer.
We said we were going to be talking about Richard B. Spencer a bit in this part. Oh boy! So he starts off as a strong proponent of that paleoconservatism I talked about, which was a challenge to neoconservative.
Right.
And it's more focused on internal nationalism versus like external warfare.
Yeah.
It's way more focused on that nonsense. And it wants conservatives to look inward and stop caring about what's going on outside the U.S.
It's very isolationist, very insular. Very, dare I say, America first.
America first. Now, Richard B. Spencer is born in 1978 to a wealthy family and raised in Dallas, Texas.
Older than both of us.
Yep, he is older than both of us.
Fuck you, Rick.
In 2007, he dropped out of a PhD program at Duke University to take up a position at the American Conservative magazine. Now, he is claimed to have coined the term alt-right from his magazine Alternative Right. Gottfried, a guy who he endorsed the teachings of, also claims to have kind of coined it in a letter he wrote, or an essay he wrote called "The Alternative Right" and like the future of American nationalism. Right. So American Conservative fires Spencer like a year later, and he goes over to work at Talkies Mag. You remember Talkies Mag, don't you?
I don't remember that one.
Taki, Theodorakopoulos, Theodorakopoulos, a far-right website, like, he's like a weird, Taki was a weird, like, Orthodox guy, far-right paleocon.
Yeah. Those two often go together.
And he had this website called Talkies Mag. And Spencer gets hired over there as managing director. Now, Spencer starts giving spaces to white nationalists like Kevin DeAnna. So he starts like letting them write articles and shit. And then he leaves Talkies Mag and starts Alternative Right as a webzine. And that really starts to feature like Taylor, McDonald, the heathen Stephen McNallen.
The fucking fascist heathenry movement just, God, it infuriates me.
Yeah, I know, right?
Why are you ruining so many cool things, guys?
And this,
I know that's what you do, but please stop.
This weird, like, French far-right movement, Nouveau Droit, joins the movement, and they're basically like trying to like reshape themselves as these like cool, hip, like modern suit wearing.
They wear suits, not robes. They have like well coiffed hair.
Yeah.
And they're clean and they're crisp and they're well spoken and they're just just telling you how it is.
I'm actually really glad because Richard Spencer and I have a very similar haircut that I've had almost as long as he has before he came onto the scene, and I'm glad I didn't get my haircut today. I was going to do it yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't do that before this because I don't want you, the viewer.
I do think of that every time you come into the bar with a haircut.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Every single time I'm like, there it is.
There it is. I'm sorry. It works for me though, doesn't it?
It fits the shape of your. It fits your phrenology.
It fits my phrenology. Fuck off.
The shape of your skull.
Yeah. So Spencer, at this time in 2009 or no 2010, he states that I want to create a white power image, or a new white nationalist movement that is distinct from the white power image that existed beforehand, right? He doesn't like the image that the neo-Nazis and KKKs had. Their approach to white nationalism was a total non-starter, he says.
Yeah, and I remember their approach to white nationalism because I saw it growing up so much. And yeah, they did not have movements that anybody was ever going to take seriously. They looked like buffoons.
Yeah.
You either had like the aggressively stereotypical Klansman hillbilly trope,
or these violent skinhead,
and their fucking suspenders and their fucking red lace docks,
exactly, and
shaved heads, fucking swastika tattoos all over the goddamn place. They just looked like they belonged in prison because that's where most of them developed their aesthetic.
Right. And
they were just violent thugs.
So you got these two movements that nobody likes.
No, they existed solely to get in fights on Geraldo and Springer.
Yeah.
That's all they were good for anyone.
And I came up surrounded by the Patriot movement and the neo-Nazis, right?
Yeah.
Like you had to deal with the Klan guys where you were from.
Yeah, my hometown was actually very briefly like the headquarters, like the Mid-Atlantic headquarters.
Yeah,
of the KKK in like the 40s.
And the Milwaukee and Chicago areas had a lot of like boneheads and neo-Nazis in the punk scene, and there was like that was going on where I was growing up, and then that those ties to the weird fringe patriot movement I had up in the in northern Wisconsin with family. I saw those two aspects of this starting to grow.
I had a good friend in middle school who I stopped talking to for 2 years because he fell deep into the whole neo-Nazi skinhead thing, and then he did a bunch of ecstasy and made out with a dude and stopped being a Nazi.
Good for him. I'm proud of him for that.
I'm proud of him too.
Yeah.
He became the most aggressively bisexual human being I've ever known in my life.
That is beautiful. But you gotta picture, obviously nobody likes these guys, and still to this day, that is a lot of Americans' image of what racism looks like, right?
And if it's not that, it can't be racism.
Yes. And this is where this project, Spencer starts to make it look more palatable, right? But still, everybody recognizes him as a Nazi. He gets punched in the face a couple times.
Yeah. Literally, leading entire rooms of people in Nazi salutes.
Right. So he's still
saying "Hail Victory."
He's still doing all the things. He's not subtle. He's not, but he is softening the image. Right now, he doesn't get latched onto so much by the mainstream, but boy, does internet culture love it, right?
Yeah.
He identifies himself as an identitarian. He makes a bunch of friends and fans among the different weird movements that you have, because you have the debate bro movement going on.
Yeah. The YouTube skeptic movement, which is different from the new atheist movement. The skeptic movement, they were skeptical of literally everything, no matter what, and would not accept anything as legitimate.
And then you have the new atheist movement, which started off strong, but I admit, I flirted with that for a while, right?
Yeah, same.
Because
I got some of the books on my fucking bookshelf over there.
Same at home. I've got a copy of The Selfish Gene and The God Delusion.
Same.
Richard Dawkins used to spit some fire.
Yeah.
Christopher Hitchens was amazing as a debater.
And they became obsessed with Islam to the exclusion of all other things.
Yes.
To the point that they made it really fucking weird and awkward.
Not only weird and awkward, but like Richard Dawkins today is identifying as culturally Christian now. Yeah, right. Speaking of which, Lawrence Krauss has a book out that I watched the Sean video. That
the 4-hour Sean video?
Yeah, I'm like 3 hours in.
I haven't started yet.
I'm 3 hours in.
I'll probably watch it tonight.
It's about Lawrence Krauss's book that like talks about how there's a war on science.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with there being a war on science.
I would expect nothing less from Lawrence Krauss.
Everything to do with Lawrence Krauss and almost every other writer in there, except for the handful of women that participated in it, being really upset that they got caught being creeps to women.
Why can't I be a sex pest?
Yeah.
It's science.
And, like, they got caught saying racist and sexist things. And see, again, you got the intellectual dark web. You've got the new atheist movement. All of these, every pillar of the positives of liberalism and progressivism as far as social progress goes is being attacked in part from the inside on the left, right?
Right.
From the internet, by these fucking douchebag ghoul guys, right? And once they out themselves as sex pests or racists or bigots.
And man, Krauss has some accusations against him from over the years.
Oh, so many.
Yeah.
So many. So many that seem fairly credible.
Yeah, some of them are real icky.
And, you know, fucking Dawkins couldn't help himself with Elevator Gate. Dear Muslima.
Elevator Gate, for me, was the point where I'm like, I checked out. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I'm done with these people.
Yeah.
That was so stupid. Rebecca Watson's point was so clear and obvious, and
Right.
they misrepresented it so aggressively.
Yeah. She
Still gets hate mail and death threats to this day.
She gets hit
over
on by
that.
a drunk guy who's being creepy in an elevator
At 4 a.m.
at 4 a.m. in a foreign country at a conference. And she just says, hey, she tells it as kind of a funny story.
Yeah, it's like, hey,
She tells it like
Chicks
it's a
don't
funny
dig that,
story.
yeah.
And then says, hey, guys, chicks don't dig that.
chicks don't dig that, do it different.
Do it different.
And it became a fucking firestorm that fractured the entire online atheist community.
Yep. Richard Dawkins writes this dumbass letter basically suggesting that unless you are like a Muslim living in Riyadh,
The Dear Muslima letter, which...
Yeah.
Way to be racist, too.
right. Like, it basically says, well, you're a privileged white woman in the West, so racism or sexism can't affect you unless you have it as bad as a woman living in Pakistan or fucking Saudi Arabia.
Apparently,
shut the fuck up and let us hit on you.
Apparently,
whore.
oppression is a zero-sum game.
Yeah. And it's just shut up and let us hit on you the way we want to, even if it's creepy, you dumb whore.
Yes,
is basically how that came off.
Know your whore place, woman.
Like, and now here's
with a British accent.
and the problem with that, because it split that movement. But here's the problem, right? So the movement fractures. Okay. Now you have a bunch of previously like in some way identifying as left-ish guys, right? Like that followed these dudes, right?
People who would describe themselves as classical liberals.
Yeah, or like progressive leftists, but they're like class. They argue class reductionist stuff.
I
all
go
the time.
where the science takes me.
But they weren't otherwise terrible. They're just rank and file dudes like you and me, right? Who voted Democrat
just because they weren't weird Christians,
right? And then that movement breaks, right?
Yeah,
you got to make a choice now. Like, as a follower of Richard Dawkins, right?
Yeah.
You've got to make a choice. Do I abandon Richard Dawkins or do I stick with him?
Yeah.
Right? Well, for those who stuck with him, he went even more bigoted and more sexist and started, going to, fucking conferences with right-wingers, right?
Yeah.
And hanging out with alt-righties.
This is how you end up with, Brexit happening.
Yeah.
Like those pseudo-intellectual... experts in their field don't know shit about fuck anything else otherwise. Guys, I would still, what's funny is watching, Dawkins' understanding of genetics deteriorate as he became more right wing.
Yeah, because now all of a sudden he doesn't understand the genetics around around sex.
Yeah, like he's like a sex binary essentialist, as if intersex people don't exist, and there aren't there's something like 28 different possible chromosomal combinations that we're aware of.
Yeah.
There's probably more we're not aware of. They're rare.
So this I mean, but you wind up with fans or supporters of guys like Dawkins who have a hard time breaking off from him, and they follow him down the path.
As someone who was there, it sucked to watch. It sucked to see a guy like Thunderfoot go from making good content to just being hyperbolically fixated on Anita Sarkeesian.
Yes.
To the exclusion of all of the things.
Mm-hmm. And
it was wild.
I hate to say this, I'm glad Hitchens died when he did.
I have a feeling he would have been the most insufferable.
If he either would have pulled them back from the brink, or he would have been the worst of them all.
I think he might have been a moderating force simply because he was willing to admit when he was wrong.
Right.
Like when he was waterboarded.
Yes.
And he went from waterboarding's not torture to 5 seconds, oh God, we need to stop this immediately.
Right. Because he was going on defensive torture and shit.
Yeah, and then
he was
he was briefly tortured for literally I think 7 seconds he lasted before he's like, no, this is torture, this has to stop. we need to stop this immediately.
Yeah. So it could have gone either way, but I'm glad he's dead, so I didn't have to watch his complete fall. He was already going into that neocon direction I didn't like. And then he died, and I was like, oh, thank God. As shitty as that is to say. But yeah, so 2012, the internet is pretty much ubiquitous now, right? Mm-hmm. The election of Obama basically kills the last vestiges of normalcy in the GOP.
Yeah, they became fully committed to the path they have ended up upon.
Yeah. 2012's re-election, Mitt Romney's last-ditch effort to win as a fiscal conservative, moderate social conservative.
Right.
Normal GOP neocon.
They sure as shit weren't willing to have binders full of women anymore.
Yeah. That he loses and Obama wins and the GOP is just fucking lost, right? Their mind's fucking gone now. Yeah. And the last vestiges of normalcy die in that election for them. That's basically the death of the GOP as you know it.
It's not the party. If you were a Republican before 2012, your party is not your party anymore.
Yep.
You might not have accepted that yet.
Right?
You might have gone along with it and become a crazy yourself, but your party is not the party that you joined if you joined before 2012.
And
if you joined after 2012, you joined a party that did not exist before that point.
And so 2014 to 2017 is the rise and peak popularity of the alt-right in the mainstream.
Yeah, and it's also when you see the real ascendancy of the anti-SJW content machine on YouTube. Because if you weren't on YouTube at the time, between 2014 and about 2016, 2017, it's really difficult to understand how deranged it got with just 4-hour-long compilations of blue-haired liberals losing their minds.
Yeah.
A lot of which was a lot of stuff out of context. A lot of those ladies you see in the memes, they were actually the ones being reasonable. Where that stems from, the one they call Big Red.
Oh, yes.
They love to use her. If you actually watch the video, she's the only sane person in that entire crowd.
Right.
Or the
you
girl,
just catch a moment of her screaming at one point and making a weird face.
The girl with the glasses, it's making the really angry face.
Oh yeah.
Only reasonable person there.
Yes.
If you watch the video, it is such a selective still. Mm-hmm. And they memed her into fucking oblivion. She's still used as a meme to this day.
She is, yes.
I still see it at least once a week.
And so troll culture is growing at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, and I guess the best way to describe it is online antagonistic communities.
And you know,
key to the formation.
It's
here.
you know, early on in that you have a whippersnapper who sees an opportunity to ingratiate himself with the disaffected gamer youths. Steve Bannon.
Steve Bannon, yes.
Steve Bannon, who saw like, there's all these 13-year-old boys who don't believe much of anything beyond the fact that they're not getting laid because they're 13, and why do you expect to be getting laid at 13? I can use this.
Yeah, and now Bannon has no clout with them.
No.
He is not interesting to them, but he elevates. But he has a platform.
He looks like the Goblin King from the shitty Hobbit movies.
Yep, he's got a platform, and he uses that platform to allow younger, more interesting, more flamboyant voices on. And so over at Breitbart, you know, they got Milo was on there.
Milo was on there when Milo was culturally relevant at all, which he never will be again. By the way, guys, don't try to convince yourselves otherwise. He can try to come back. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. So Bannon over at Breitbart, you know, their coverage is feeding into these like racially charged narratives. They had that black crime section. They had that immigrant crime section. They considered themselves
oddly enough, they did not have a white crime section.
They did not,
which would have been the biggest.
Yep. They called themselves the alt-light, or that's how they were termed by the alt-rightists.
Yeah.
It was like they're on our side sometimes.
Yeah.
They're not us.
They're potentially useful.
Right. But Bannon liked that. Like, he didn't want to be the alt-right.
No. He wanted to be the sensible alternative that's the same but not the same.
Yeah. And
I'm the reasonable one here.
But he keeps giving him a platform, and you know, he popularizes Milo into fucking existence. Right?
Thanks, Steve.
Like, you know, so Milo Yiannopoulos, who is trying to make a comeback.
Friendly reminder as to why Milo went away. He went on the radio on a podcast. I forget which specific show it was, and just said with his full chest that it's awesome actually for a 13-year-old dude who can totally consent if he's mature enough to get banged by an adult.
Yep.
He said he was certainly mature enough at 13 to be banging adults. He wasn't. He was being molested, and that's bad. I wish he hadn't been molested. He might be more well adjusted had he not had that happen to him at 13.
But he went out and said, like, defended it and said that it could be a healthy relationship for other minors.
Yeah.
He also briefly reappeared, you know, when Kanye was doing his whole "I'm a Nazi running for president" thing.
I forgot that Milo was involved in that.
Yep. Milo and Nick Fuentes, Nick Fuentes, we'll get into him in a minute. But Milo and Nick Fuentes went and had dinner at Mar-a-Lago with Donald Trump as hanger-ons with Kanye.
Yeah.
And
it was one of the few times where we saw Trump disavow someone.
Yep. That started the second Groyper War, which I want to get to later.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's Milo Yiannopoulos. And what's funny is alt-rightists like shit on Yiannopoulos. Daily Stormer, they referred to him to one of his articles as the product of a degenerate homosexual and an ethnic mongrel. And what the hell does Milo Yiannopoulos, a Jewish homosexual who boasts about carrying on interracial relationships with black men, have to do with us?
He did talk about black cock.
Yep.
A lot. Like a lot more than is normal.
Yep, he did.
He really liked to talk about it a lot.
Two other alt-lightists you may remember from the right, Mike Cernovich and Gavin McInnes.
God, watching Gavin McInnes aggressively shove an unlubed dildo in his own ass on his show to own the libs. Screaming and grimacing in agony the entire time.
Right.
I will never forget that. And Cernovich, you son of a bitch. All right, Mike Cernovich is a guy who literally on his blog used to write pro-rape apologia. Like,
Yes.
he would write articles about how awesome rape was, and then he convinced Disney to fire James Gunn.
That is true. You know what?
Never forgive him.
You know what McGinnis, Cernovich, and Milo have in common, along with Steve Bannon, though? The four of them did. As I mentioned, that alt-light thing.
Yeah.
They were able to basically like shift the focus so that there was a movement that was identitarian, right, about Western culture and values that didn't talk about race or racial superiority.
Well, they were just Western chauvinists.
Yeah. So they're like this.
That's why Proud Boys, like, you don't have to be white,
Right.
to be a Proud Boy. Like, I mean,
They let a Hispanic guy lead it.
Yeah. The guy in charge is not a white guy,
Right.
so we're not racist
But we believe in the superiority of Western values.
and not masturbating.
Yeah, right. And you know that ridiculous event over the weekend. They kept talking about the West and Western culture and Western values. Stephen Miller's speech talked about basically inheriting like Athens and Rome, and it's nonsense. But that's how they've reframed this conversation. Because
you see it in their AI slop, their like pro-Europe AI slop that they're pushing out now.
Yeah.
With like these fucking armor-clad lions leading the West into battle against Eastern degeneracy or some shit. They're fucking St. George crosses and fuck.
It's so much about. I mean, one, they're really badly trying to find their new aesthetic.
Yeah.
Like, because they don't have a unifying one. Like,
They really are leaning into just it being just AI slop.
yeah.
I don't think we would see the investment in AI that we're seeing if it weren't for those people.
And now we've got all of these ridiculous movements like happening on the surface, right? You know, your Richard Spencer, your Breitbart, Steve Bannon, Roger Stone, all of that comes together to like get behind Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Right.
And speaking of Breitbart, it's interesting that Breitbart, of all the people involved with it, the least extreme, Andrew Breitbart.
He
started it.
He did.
It did sort of get out of his control, and then he died.
He died, and yeah, it got taken over by Bannon, and it went much further. Like, Breitbart,
it started as like basically just the Drudge Report,
yeah,
which I hadn't thought of until somebody mentioned it.
Yeah,
like last week for the first time in years. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, that's a thing.
I forgot about Drudge sometimes too. Like,
he's not an entity worth noticing anymore.
Yeah, I mean, he used to, like, while he was a right-wing fucking tabloid garbage rag, right? Like, he used to have all these, like,
he'd get scoops
on some crazy shit. Yeah,
and he just really hated the Clintons, and once they weren't a thing anymore,
yeah,
once Hillary lost in 2016, that was it for him.
Right. But Bannon takes over fucking for Breitbart. They've got this like this movement that is palatable enough because it's not openly Nazi, right?
Yeah.
It's not openly Klan, and they've reframed themselves as like a Western cultural identity movement, and it gets behind Donald Trump, and he takes over what's left of the GOP at the same time, and the evangelicals get behind him. They're all fucking formed behind this fucking monster.
And meanwhile, while all that's happening, you've got weirdos on 4chan who like just think it's the idea of him being president is funny enough
that part
that they should meme it into existence, and they pulled it off.
Yeah,
like these fucking idiot 15-year-olds for the large part,
right?
Who weren't so many of the people who memed his presidency into existence weren't old enough to vote yet.
That shit is amazing. Like, yeah, they weren't able to fucking.
And like, I understand how that went to their fucking heads too. Like, they did the thing.
Yeah. Meanwhile, like, you got guys doing Nazi salutes saying "Hail Trump," right?
Yeah.
You got the Unite the Right rally, which that was basically like the end of their like outward heyday. That's when Richard Spencer, like, his career basically stops.
Yeah, once that happened, and normal people who hadn't been paying attention
Right.
Because that's where we're at now.
Yes.
We're at another point where normal people who weren't aware of these movements have become aware of these movements and are starting to learn about them and don't like what they're seeing.
Yep.
Because if you weren't steeped in politics in 2015, 2016, early 2017, before Charlottesville, you know who these fucking people were.
Right.
You didn't know what Pepe the Frog was. You didn't fucking know why this was a dog whistle. Like, you didn't know any of that shit.
Yeah.
It just sounded crazy.
But a black guy gets assaulted by a group of demonstrators, and a fucking woman gets fucking murdered.
Heather Heyer gets run over.
Yep. And they made memes about that shit.
It was a joke to them.
It was a joke to them. But what you have is like
they said she actually died of a heart attack because she was fat.
Hey,
it was just the stress of being hit by a car triggered a heart attack that killed her. She wouldn't have died if she hadn't been fat.
Right. These fucking
It's
assholes.
like you fucking ghouls.
Imperial Wizard of the Maryland-based Confederate White Knights of the Ku Klux Klan fired a gun towards counter-protesters.
Why'd it have to be Maryland? I probably met that guy.
Yeah.
He's probably from my hometown. What's his name? Does it say his name?
Yeah, it was Richard W. Preston.
Doesn't sound familiar. The last time somebody from my hometown...
Do you know any Prestons from your hometown?
No.
Okay.
I do know a Penrose who ended up involved in one of the Trump scandals. In the 2020 Georgia elections.
Mm-hmm.
Attempt to find the votes.
Okay.
I know a guy who was involved in that. His younger brother was in my graduating class with me, Jim Penrose. He was like a IT guy and was involved in like some national security firm, and he was one of the guys who was trying to fucking magic up the extra votes that Trump needed in Georgia in 2020.
Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know if I never found out if he was prosecuted or if anything happened to him, but yeah, I was his younger brother Dan was in my graduating class.
But so
I was friends with Dan, even though he loved Ronald Reagan.
Oh,
He played the bagpipes. He was a cool dude, aside from the Reagan thing.
the Reagan thing is
His two favorite things in the world: Ronald Reagan, Rage Against the Machine. He wore the fucking Rage Against the Machine Che Guevara shirt at least once a week.
You went to high school with a fucking.
I went to high school with a 2025 meme.
Yeah.
In
but also,
1997.
you went to high school with a Paul Ryan clone.
I did.
You went to. Remember that interview where he was like, I love Ronald. He loved Ronald Reagan
and Rage Against the Machine.
Jesus Christ! You went to a high school with a Paul Ryan clone.
He was in my AP US history class with me. When we did the mock election of 1912, he ran my campaign when I ran as Eugene Victor Debs. He was my campaign manager.
Your friend was weird, man.
Yeah.
And
now his brother's probably in federal prison.
Or he's been pardoned.
He's probably been pardoned. He's almost definitely been pardoned.
He's definitely been pardoned. Speaking of pardons, actually, that the Unite the Right rally, one of the things that it did, it woke up normies to it.
Yeah.
But the vestiges of normal policing within the GOP and the guardrails of the federal government. Jeff Sessions, the Attorney General, then was this is domestic terrorism. Trump was forced to say that racism is evil. Right after doing the whole, there were many fine people on both sides. After pulling that, he then had to add that
fine, I suppose racism is bad.
Right.
Don't do it.
That the whole movement kind of fell apart. There was a Marine court-martialed for their participation. Right. Breitbart distanced itself from it. Yiannopoulos ran away, right?
Yeah.
And they all were it's all Richard Spencer's fault, right?
Yeah.
And that's where his career died. But what you have happening is that the normalcy at the DOJ and within the military industrial complex, right, is guardrails whole.
Yeah.
That is why the next 3 years they leave the mainstream. Almost entirely. Trumpism is
They were there.
They were there.
You weren't going to hear about them on the news, in the press. outside of the corners of the internet that they
Exactly.
hung out in.
All that Trump focused on was there's a witch hunt and they're trying to stop me from saving you. There are pedophiles, Epstein, pedophiles, save the children.
We know how that went.
Right? Because 2020 happens.
Yeah.
They try to overthrow the government. Right? That fails.
Yep.
And so they learned a few things, though, during that period of time.
Which is impressive because I didn't know they could.
Well, see, Stephen Miller is an alt-right Nazi who is also smart and inside the movement,
Yeah.
right?
He is not a dumb man. He is
not a
an
dumb
evil
man.
man. And he is an unattractive man. But he is not a stupid man.
Charlie Kirk.
Bad writer, not a stupid man.
Charlie Kirk was a knowing participant in the project.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like, he knew what he was doing.
And he knew his place was to, as much as one could, sanitize the message.
Yep.
And he did that very well. Although the mask did slip every once in a while.
Yep. These.
Although it slipped in very intentional ways to allow things to be nudged that direction.
Yeah.
Plausibly.
Yes.
I'm just, yeah.
Like,
Take 2 steps forward and half a step back.
you'd have to be a blind, stupid piece of shit to believe he wasn't racist if you watched his content.
Yes.
Like, actually watched it thoroughly.
Actually watched it. Like, there is no way to spin saying that the Democratic Party's primary project is the elimination of the white race.
Right.
Like, that's...
You can't list.
You can't not make that racist.
You can't list 4 very specific, very well accomplished black women with 4 different career fields, right? Or paths,
Yeah.
right? And name all 4 of them. And then say that they were affirmative action DEI hires who took a white person's job.
They don't have the intellectual capacity.
Yeah. They don't have the brain power to be taken really that seriously.
Yeah.
Like, you can't say that and then say that what you said isn't that black women lack the brain power.
Right.
Like, obviously, clearly, yes, quote, word for word, you did not say that black women don't have the brain power.
But when you're taking 4 of the most accomplished black women this country has ever produced and saying they are inferior, they could not have possibly accomplished this on their own, you are implicitly saying something worse about every other black woman.
Right. Like, if you wanted
And
to say
you know that, and all of you know that, and you know that, and you know you're full of shit.
Right. If you're saying that you think Nina Turner's an idiot, okay, sure. Like, that's one person.
Yeah.
She's on the air all the time as a media host, right? You could have said, but
She has some bad takes.
Yep. But you never had to bring up her affirmative action status. It was not necessary.
No.
The only reason it's necessary is to tie that to a lack of deserving. She's an idiot. She doesn't deserve her space. Took it from a white person, right? So the addition of the affirmative action focus matters, and naming 4 different ones and focusing on it
Who
matters.
were all, like, very accomplished.
Right. Like, the one with the, like, least career credentials was Michelle Obama, right? And still attorney, community organizer.
And she also wasn't, like,
A,
being anything other than she was the president's wife.
right.
She was the first lady. Like,
Yes.
she did not decide to run for office
Yeah, she
and become
didn't-
a political figure herself. Like, that's not
what white
that's not what she
woman's
did.
job did she take?
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
Well, she was married to a black man.
And that
Should have been a white woman.
and that black man should never have been the president. So therefore, she took a white woman's job.
Yeah.
Like-
she took the rightful white first lady's job.
That's
She took Mitt Romney's wife's job.
yeah, right.
She took Cindy McCain's job.
That's
Run better candidates.
affirmative action cannot choose a first lady.
It's not affirmative action that John McCain blew his own campaign.
Yeah.
That was John McCain not listening to Steve Schmidt.
Right.
Please don't do this. I'm gonna do it.
I mean,
And then he did it.
actually, well, Steve Schmidt's also like he found Palin.
Yeah, he realized real quickly that was a mistake.
Yes, he
He was
did.
like, oh, God.
He and Nicole Wallace found her and then went, oh, what do we do? Oh, Jesus Christ. And then they tried to give him advice that would save his campaign, and McCain wouldn't listen.
He was starting to panic before she was even, like, announced as the running mate. He realized, like, hours later, he's like, oh, God.
What did we do?
What did we do?
Yeah.
He cost John McCain an election. He probably still would have lost.
Probably.
But wouldn't have lost as spectacularly.
Right? Like, but you also elevated a terrible person. And what I will give you, Steve and Nicole, I will give them is they have spent every, like, waking moment since trying to rectify that. Like, you know, they have done everything they can to, like, point out that Palin was a mistake and that the alt-right sucks and that Donald Trump is an aberration that they accidentally helped make.
It's really unfortunate that the best advocates for the Democratic Party are former Republicans.
Yeah, no, that's an obscenity.
I think the Democrats might need to get their shit together.
Yeah, so now you've got the alt-right, a touch of white nationalism and fucking Alexander Dugin nonsense from pro-Putinist shit.
Oh, God, the National Bolsheviks.
And anti-feminism and all of these weird fucking... Basically just a rejection of everything modernity has given us.
Right.
Right? That's on the surface. Now we have the internet.
The internet, which found a way to weaponize young male insecurity against itself.
Yes.
In the most spectacular way I've ever seen.
I mean, there's so much of it. It's, you know, people kept talking about, like, you know, these alt-right pipelines, and of course they, like, it's, so YouTube, like, you've got the manosphere happening.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
which started out as, like, really easy to dismiss goofy weirdos.
Yeah, but then
your Davis Arinis and your fucking those guys.
But then, like, Stefan Molyneux, who, like, you know, he's an absolute piece of garbage, but
he's Canadian.
He was very good at making an argument.
Yes,
like, I'll give him that, right?
Especially, like, if you just took what he said at face value and you didn't really engage with it,
right?
Because he was very good at sounding like he was an authority.
And he was very good at a certain type of rhetorical argument with a very strict philosophical set of rules, right?
Yeah.
That he was very focused on that kind of ANCAP ontological philosophy, and deontologicalism, right? And he was very focused on that. And he could keep the argument within it. Right. And so he starts pushing manosphere stuff. And
he also, like, ratcheted up the extremism slowly over time.
Yes.
Like,
yes,
when he first started, he did not sound like the sort of person who would lament Taylor Swift turning 30 and her eggs drying up.
No. But now he is that guy.
He's far beyond that guy now.
Yeah. Way past it. But yeah, they ratcheted it up pretty slow and and in, like, these meaningful little ways that adjusted the audience, right?
Yeah.
And as his audience grew, he radicalized them more and more. He was one of the ones who helped platform pretty heavily those Honey Badger girls. Remember them?
I remember the Honey Badger girls.
Oh, they were a big part of the manosphere. They were the anti-feminist women movement. They were a group of, like, 5 or 6 of them that were all YouTubers. And
yeah, the only people I remember who fit that bill would be, like, early Shoe.
These ones made Shoe look like
fucking Blair White.
Blair White, yeah. They these ones, like, yeah, they.
Who were some of them? I don't remember that specific cohort.
I gotta pull them up. They had a weird influence because they kept being, like, great argument, like, you know what I mean? They made these strong anti-feminist arguments as women, and they were always making them
the ultimate pick-me's.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the sort of people who begat us our just pearly things in 2024. And
they started off as men's rights activists, right? That's
I know people who almost fell into the men's rights activist
they
pipeline.
were the FEMRAs.
The FEMRAs?
Yeah, female MRAs, right?
That's stupid.
Janet Bloomfield, Karen Strohan, Allison Timon, Theron Meyer.
Theron Meyer, I remember.
Yep, the Honey Badger Brigade.
Funny thing about Theron. Do you know who she briefly was involved with?
Who?
Once she left the right. Miss Natalie Wynn.
Yep, she hosted an event with ContraPoints at the University of British Columbia.
Yeah.
The director of... Wow.
I saw a live stream with the two of them together, and they were very cozy. Very cozy with one another.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure Theron is one of the lesbians that broke our girl's heart and spiraled her back into opium addiction.
Yeah, so these ladies all had like fairly large YouTube audiences for a while.
Yeah, I remember Theron.
And
I don't remember any others.
They Karen Strohan is the one that made the she worked for Free State Project.
I do remember her. Now that I've seen the picture, I do remember her. Yeah. Yeah. I couldn't remember her name.
Like, the thing about her was that, she was good at making, like, really strong arguments, right? And
it was interesting because so many of them were also lesbians.
Yeah, or bi.
Or, yeah.
She was bisexual.
Yeah.
Homemaker, married, but also, like, dated women.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, like... It's easy to weaponize the insecurities of young men because you got some men and women saying that men are oppressed in all these ways and that the criminal justice system is out to get you, and at the same time you got the first time in fucking history that like the life expectancy of white men is declining, right?
Yeah.
Opioid addiction is climbing, so. Where do we land? Well, we land in a space that gives us fucking Nick Fuentes, of all people.
Oh, Nick. Nick.
Nick Fuentes is not the cause of any of our problems.
No, but he is the metastasized stage 4 end game of our cultural cancer.
That is exactly what I was thinking. I love that you said it for me. He is...
It is shocking to me to realize that he's like as young as he is.
Yeah, what is he, like 29?
I don't even think he's that old.
I
don't even think he's that old because I've been aware of him for so long now. And then I'm like, oh shit, he was like 18 when I first heard of him.
He's 27.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I've been aware of him for like 9 years. Which just means he was a child. For all intents and purposes, when I first learned of him, he was like 20 when he was banging a cat boy.
Yeah, he was. Nick Fuentes. So before we describe him, we've been kind of like laying out this like all this toxicity, right? Yeah. That nihilistic 4chan culture. It's all edgy. It's all memes.
It's all for the joke.
And so you've got a couple of like key movements in there. You've got like the femboy thing. Yeah. Right. Femboys are super popular in 4chan and a lot of online spaces.
A lot of right-wing spaces. You get all of the femininity without having to engage with women.
Yep. And in the incel community, or just the like the red pill community. Ugh, I hate the phrase, but that's what they call it. Like, they woke up to the truth that feminism is destroying the world. Like, way to misunderstand.
Stole their metaphor from a trans woman.
Yeah, way to misunderstand the fucking point. They steal your metaphor from the trans women, but they woke up to this. Blah 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 blah. That's what's like the toxic thing there. So the red pill movement. Mm-hmm. But why are they into femboys? Well, you see, because they're not feminists, right? They're feminine, right? They're not women, but also they get to practice on them. Yeah, like they get to practice in these spaces,
and they have their weird like domination trends where it's like, well, no, I'm making them be feminine for me.
Yeah, there's a whole forced feminization thing going on.
It's
that exists as a
it's
thing.
a whole subculture in the subculture.
If you haven't heard what transmaxing is, I'm about to let you know.
About to ruin your goddamn day, and ruin the day of every actual trans person you know.
Yeah, transmaxing
because I am seeing transmaxing now be weaponized broadly against trans people.
Yeah.
In a bad way, like people who don't know what they're talking about are throwing the word around.
So, in the incel community or the red pill community, where they believe that women have unfair advantages, okay,
I mean, just look around.
Right.
Obviously,
that they are basically taking what they call easy mode by transitioning or taking steps towards transitioning.
Yeah.
In order to gain the social advantages of being feminine or a woman.
Because I'll tell you right now, out of all the people I know who just have it easier than everyone else, it's our friends who are trans women. They just have the easiest fucking time on earth right now.
Right.
They're just doing great.
Now, what is absolutely batshit insane about this is that started as an ironic joke. It was a meme. It was a way of pointing at the incels and the misogynists and laughing at them, right? That's
you can't be a Chad. You might as well be a Stacy.
Right. And like, well, of course you suck because you're not transmaxing. Us like women have it good, right?
Yeah.
Like, and so they took it, and some men, well, women, I have a hard time gendering them correctly because they're doing it for the bit.
They're doing it for the bit. I think a fair number of them are probably like genuinely trans, and they are using the idea that they're trans masking to pretend that they're not.
Right.
Which, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
Go to a goddamn therapist and get off the internet.
Yeah. So, but this starts as a joke, and then people in weird internet spaces, 8kun, 4chan, some Reddit, like, take the joke, take it seriously, create a community of others who are into that, and then act on it. And it's really common in fucking right-wing spaces because the discomfort or the jokes about or the insecurity about gender identity, the way that the right, that they in all other ways weirdly just want to hang on to.
I mean, it's
hates them, right? If they are trans, right? So they want to be trans, but they also don't want to give up on like joining the Christo-fascist project.
Right.
It's insane.
It's insane. It doesn't make sense on purpose.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to make sense. It's supposed to not have any meaning at all.
Right.
Like nothing is, because that's the thing. They get red pilled, but then you move beyond the red pill
to the black
pill.
They see a red pill and they want it painted black.
Yeah. Because when you take the black pill, you have accepted that there is no point, and there is no hope, and there is no future. So do it for the lulz.
Yeah, and that's pill culture is.
And we have reached the point where we are seeing do it for the lulz turn into fucking mass shootings.
Yeah.
Real world violence,
mass shootings, political assassination.
It probably played a major role in what happened in Dallas.
Yeah, it very well could have, as we talked about earlier in the episode. This
might have played a role in Charlie Kirk's assassination. We don't know.
It has played a role in other shootings.
It has played a role.
It plays a lot of roles in school shootings.
Elliot Rodgers.
We
got his whole deranged manifesto, and like Elliot Rodgers is a kid. You look at him like decent looking dude.
Yeah.
Decent looking young man. Did not see that about himself because he had been black-pilled and turned it into...
Red-pilled, then black-pilled, hated women.
And then he turned it into a bunch of college girls' fucking problem.
Yeah. And so this stuff translates from meta-irony and from nihilism into violence. And it's amazing. You can be in these spaces where they want to fuck the same My Little Pony.
Yeah.
Right? Like, weird as that is, they want to fuck the same My Little Pony. But also, some of them are talking about the Jews being the problem and the fucking Europeans are from the master race.
Yeah.
And some of them are doing it for the lulz.
They want their pony to have a swastika beauty mark.
Some of them are just doing it for the lulz. Others are doing it sincerely. And all of this kind of just stems from this pipeline of disastrous, like...
And none of them care who's doing it for the lulz and who's doing it sincerely.
Yeah. Like,
they're just all happy to be there together. Because for the most part, these are communities where that's also their only friends.
Right.
They don't have social circles outside of this, irony-fueled, toxic nonsense.
And what bothers me about that is that, like in some of these cases, like, they always could.
Yeah.
Like, it is always an option to.
There's so many of these kids where, like, if you look at them, like, on paper, outside of the context of the weird, toxic communities they're in, they could be doing good things for themselves. Like, they have potential.
Yeah.
And they have decided that they don't, and they're going to lean into not.
When I was at the Nine Inch Nails show, right?
Yeah.
I was talking to these two ladies while we were waiting for the show, and they were obviously not big fans of Charlie Kirk, but they made a crack about one of them was like, my son, he's fucking red. My teen son's red pilled, and I don't know what to do. And the other lady was the aunt, and she goes, I keep trying to tell him, we women aren't that hard. Just take a shower, learn a joke, right? Take a shower, learn a joke, and stop being an asshole.
Yeah.
Right?
Doesn't take much.
But he spends all of his time, like, on the internet, hating fucking women, like, refusing to shower, like, sometimes, like, not developing a personality.
I don't understand.
He won't go out and make friends.
I don't understand the refusing to shower thing because, I don't know, I start to itch and I feel physically uncomfortable. And I think to myself, if I took a shower, I would physically feel better, and then I do.
Yeah. See,
I can't imagine ignoring that biological impulse.
Right.
To spite other people, I guess. Like, I don't...
Like, I learned that it was bad for my skin to shower every single day like I used to be. Like, for years I was, and my skin just kept struggling for it. So, I usually go every other day, right? Unless, because we live in Florida, so...
If you get sweaty and gross, you got to rinse.
Right.
You at least have to rinse off, even if you're not, like, violently scrubbing and exfoliating.
Yeah, but I clean myself, and I put on products, and, I wear deodorant, and...
deodorant goes a long fucking way, man.
Buy a quality cologne and don't put too much on it.
Just a dab, a little tiny dab right here.
Natural scents, by the way, are usually best. Like cardamom, bourbon, tobacco.
I like a nice dragon's blood.
Yeah. I wear a bourbon tobacco cologne most of the time. I like it. Sandalwood is great. Wood smells, things like that.
Palo Santo is nice.
You know who I miss as a cologne company? The Art of Shaving used to make excellent colognes. I used to
I didn't
own
know
their.
they made colognes.
They did, and they stopped doing it.
I got my single blade safety razor there.
Oh, nice.
It's nice. It's good. Nice weight to it.
I like safety razors.
You get a much better shave and no ingrown hairs.
Yeah.
It's a grooming tip from me to you.
See, gentlemen, incels out on the internet, you can groom. You can take care of yourself. You can wash yourself. You can learn a couple of jokes. Get into something interesting like music. I know you don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to share all the same interests. I know you pull the guitar out. Like, learn to play the guitar.
Learn to play the guitar.
If you don't want to learn to play the guitar, there are women who are into anime.
They're out there.
Try not to alienate them when you meet them.
Stop gatekeeping
Right.
every single woman who wants to be in your fucking space out of your fucking space.
That is the worst part of, like, the incel bullshit and, like, misogyny in nerd spaces.
Yeah.
Like, You're the same people who complain you can't get laid, and you gatekeep the shit out of women in the spaces.
Don't be weird misogynists on Xbox Live. Don't demand someone name 3 songs because they're wearing a band T-shirt. Don't tell them that, like, oh, these are girls' comics, you can only read them. Stop. Just fucking stop.
Right. Like, ethics in game journalism.
Don't
ethics in game journalism.
Don't have the one girl at your fucking D&D table be the focus of, like, 4 barbarians trying to sexually assault her in the goddamn party the entire fucking time. She's not going to come back.
Yeah. Oh, God. I have been playing role-playing games since before most of you nerds were born.
Yeah, I've been playing tabletop RPGs since I think we started in 93 or 94, so I got more than 30 years under my belt.
My uncles, when they played a game and they like were lacking a player, and I was up there, like started making me play at like 6, just to like, here's your character and here's what we're gonna make you do.
We need a fourth,
right?
Yeah.
And so I started playing Advanced D&D in 1986, right? Like, now I didn't know what the fuck I was doing until I was like 10 or 11, right?
You need to.
But still, like,
shut up and roll the dice.
That shit came into my brain. And so almost 40 fucking years of this, and there are a lot of great women in these spaces. I met she's crazy, but I met my ex-wife in a gaming space. I used to get laid at gaming conventions.
It's not
all
hard.
the time.
Especially if you're the guy who showers.
Yeah. Like, cons, if you're not creepy or rapey,
fuck, dude.
They are basically just orgies. Like after the main events like calm down, like everybody's drinking and doing shrooms and fucking.
Like, that was the amazing thing. Like, I never went, but Otakon was a really big con in Baltimore, a big anime convention that they had every year. And it was like, man, the dudes who didn't shower were the only ones not getting laid, as far as I could tell. Yeah. It was a full-blown orgy otherwise.
It's not, I mean, it really, like, again, like, and yeah, I'm all about, like, you know, enthusiastic consent, not taking advantage of people, so don't do that either. But, like, after fucking 10 p.m. and shit, like, everybody's getting kind of toasty and drinking and doing drugs and fucking...
A lot of cosplay costumes on the floor.
Yeah. And as long as you're not a creep and taking advantage of people, go hog wild over there, baby. Like, there's an opportunity for you to get some. Just shower, put on some fresh clothes,
fucking
groom a little bit.
Like, fucking run your fingers through your hair. It's like, is it greasy? Oh, maybe I should fucking rinse.
And you don't have to not be fat and ugly. You can be fat and ugly.
Oh yeah, no,
you can do it.
No. I know some dudes who were very big and very weird looking, and they fucking pulled way above their weight class, and their weight class was pretty high.
Yeah. Now, obviously, like, there's another problem that does exist in the fucking red-pilled fucking MRA incel world, right? Is that the ones that do think they can get laid or want to get laid, who haven't gone incel but like are like, you know, want to actually get laid, overvalue their place in the sexual marketplace. Right?
That's not uncommon.
And they have a tendency of, like, only shooting for 8.5 and above.
Know your fucking place.
If the models won't fuck them, then they won't, like... Yeah, they... Like, here's the thing. I'll say it. Like, Andrew Tate is a garbage human being and an absolute piece of shit and probably gay, right? And all those other things. But he was conventionally attractive and ripped, right? So, yes, even... taking all of the terrible things about him and setting him aside, he could probably pull a 9 at a bar.
At least for a little while.
Before
he, like, I don't know, sold her into sex slavery.
Right. Like, but you're not him, guys. And nobody's funding your rented Bugattis so you look cool. Right?
My Bugatti.
Like, yeah. If you roll up in a Bugatti and you look like Andrew Tate,
someone's going to be dumb enough to fuck you.
Yeah, they will probably be hot. Yes. But you're not him.
Nor should you be.
Yeah, no. Like, look, also, gotta say, the ones that hot, generally speaking, unless... Actually, not even the ones in porn, because the ones that are in porn, like, like to starfish. I've had sex with some porn stars, a couple, not big ones, but people who in the industry. Sometimes they like to really get into it, but other times, starfish, right?
Yeah.
It's not your like drop dead model makes every man pay for her lifestyle woman that puts out like a champion.
Yeah.
Like the best sex, normal, real, natural.
Somebody
women.
who really wants to be there.
Somebody who wants to be there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And man, can they fuck.
Yeah. That's true.
Right?
It's really, really true.
It is really true. And so, don't be them. I think we've beaten this horse to death. Oh, we missed kind of the groypers. We forgot.
Wait, we should. Fuck. Let's talk about the goddamn groypers.
And fix. You can't move to green screen. All right, the groypers. All right.
Groypers. Okay. Let's give a crash course on these fucking dipshits.
Yeah. They are the. As I said, they're the metastasis. We got derailed. They're the metastasization of this bullshit.
Yeah.
Meta-ironic, into Adolf Hitler, and other nonsense. They recruit through the memes and this flashy, like, I will give Fuentes his like his production value for the slop he's putting out.
For throwing it together nightly.
Right.
Like on the fly, no fucking pre-planning, just him riffing. Like, he's good at what he does.
Yeah.
He's skilled at what he does.
The clips and video that plays before his show, it like really catches your attention. And it's like a bunch of cool stuff. And then the Jews, cool stuff, Jews. Like you get this like symbolism and then you're like, oh, I see what you're doing.
He is not like an inspiring figure. Like you watch him talk and you're like, who the fuck is this dweeb?
But he can talk for hours.
And he talks confidently.
Yes.
And he never sounds like he doesn't believe it.
Exactly. And
he never sounds like he doesn't believe it, even when, like, you know he's bullshitting you.
Yeah. And he was able to get, like, he was so confident about it. Here's the thing. Like, the Groypers, a bunch of them participated in January 6th, right? Mm-hmm. A bunch of them. So did a bunch of Charlie Kirk people.
Bust 80 bus loads in.
Now, some of the Groypers that went are, like, 8-10 years older than Nick Fuentes, right? Have their own streaming income, right? Like Baked Alaska, right?
Fucking idiot.
These dipshit neo-Nazi wannabes who were fucking Nick Fuentes followers were younger than him and had their own streams of revenue.
Yeah.
And they still joined his movement, right?
Right.
They were inspired to be part of his movement because of his confidence and because he just keeps just every day putting out content.
And because trolling was the point.
Yes.
The being antagonistic towards people who you feel are inferior or insincere.
And that's
and that's how we end up with the Groyper Wars.
Yep, Groyper War number 1. So Nick Fuentes decides the target of his beef is going to be Charlie Kirk. I don't exactly. I think it might have been because somebody might have said some shit. I don't know, but they decided that they were going to like take over Turning Points.
Yeah, and part of it, a big part of it had to do with like Charlie Kirk always being a Zionist.
Yes,
Christian Zionist, but a Zionist, and Nick Fuentes really, really, really hating the Jewish people.
Yeah,
like I if he has one defining characteristic, it's being an anti-Semite.
Right.
Like that is the through line of all of his beliefs.
And so
it's the one thing that never changes.
So we get Groyper War number 1. The first Groyper War. I can't believe I'm saying this, okay? But they go to Turning Point events. He gets his followers to go to Turning Point events over and over. They flood the zone.
I remember them showing up to troll one of the Tampa events in like 2018.
And they flood the fucking zone. So they rush to the front of every audience, right? And now they're not there to ask questions that Charlie Kirk can't answer. They're there to ask questions Charlie Kirk doesn't want to answer.
Yeah, they are forcing Charlie Kirk, or were forcing Charlie Kirk, to say what the implication was out loud, like directly.
Or have to moderate and walk it back. Because it was a win-win proposition, right?
Because either they make him a bitch, or they make him look like an extremist.
Yeah. And
Either way, he loses.
that was every time they did it. It was just victory after victory after victory. And the ultimate thing came down to, like, it was bad because they were just asking him to, like, straight up say the Jews killed Jesus. Like,
who did it?
The bank, they were behind the banks. They, like, the extreme positions on abortion, on everything, on women's rights, you name it. They were asking these questions so sincerely and so forcefully and such meaning his debate style.
And they were all questions he should have been asked.
Yeah.
They were forcing it. They were doing what, honestly, the left should have been doing to him all along.
Right. And
they were making him say the thing or cowering from saying the thing.
But the thing is that they had, like, Nick Fuentes, and I actually genuinely believe that he had followers inside Turning Points at the time.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, I think the organization.
I think he had people inside TPUSA the way Kendrick had people inside Drake's house.
Yeah, and they went at it, and it came to the point where fucking Turning Points bans all of the known Groypers from his events. Every fucking known Groyper from his events, they start screening all the questions. It gets to a point where they hosted an event where a bunch of Groypers showed up anyway, like, right? And they, like, were the dominant people there. It was like not a lot of students wanted to debate, but there were like 19 Groypers there for it.
Groyping.
And Charlie Kirk decides he's not going to have a Q&A. He's just going to talk. Like, so fucking Fuentes calls him a bitch. Out comes Ben Shapiro to ride in to Charlie Kirk's defense.
4'11" of him.
So fucking Charlie Kirk calls out the big gun Ben Shapiro to go take down Fuentes for him, right? Come into his defense. And Fuentes basically just calls him a Jew cuck, mocks him.
Yeah.
Like, actually makes Ben Shapiro look stupid, like countering his argument, right? Yeah. And then just goes, "You guys are cucks," laughs about it and declared victory, and it worked.
Here's the thing about Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes is the right being honest about who they are.
Yeah.
It is the right without the pretext.
There's only a couple of things he's sincere about, and they're all nihilistically bigoted, right? They're nihilistically bigoted. And that's it that he's sincere about. The rest is all trolling.
Yeah.
It's all to own the libs. It's all to win. It's all you.
And
I got mine.
The libs is everyone to his left.
Everyone to his left.
Including everyone else on the right.
Yes. And
as far as they're concerned, Ben Shapiro, Charlie Kirk, Matt Walsh, they're libs.
Fucking cucks.
They're fucking lib cucks.
He cucked them.
Yeah.
And that's how he called them all cucks, laughed, and declared victory. And he wasn't wrong, right? And his followers grew, his influence grew, the amount of money he made grew.
Yeah.
Now,
even as he was being deplatformed,
yes,
and had to start his own streaming service.
Yep. And so, like, then January 6th happens, because the Groyper was before January 6th. January 6th happens. There's a split in the Groypers because Nick Fuentes didn't get arrested, wasn't there, right? A bunch of people claim he's a Fed. Right, his movement starts to have like an internal little civil war. A bunch of them run away and leave.
You get some of the weird. That's when he goes through some of the weird controversies with like checking the couch.
Yep.
To make sure there's no semen stains, no one's having sex on the couch with a girl.
Yeah, because he's having like weird internal battles with his movement.
He fired like his second in command for having a girlfriend.
Yep.
It was excommunicated.
All of this fucking craziness, and so they're like falling apart for a minute there after this like ascendancy.
Yeah.
And then somehow he finds a way to glom on and get into the orbit of fucking Kanye West while he's going through his Nazi phase.
Yeah, Kanye hasn't been well since his mom died.
Right.
She was like the only thing keeping him sane, I think.
Probably.
And marrying into the Kardashians was not a good move.
But Kanye decides he wants to be like a black Nazi. Like,
I mean, people make choices in life.
And run for president.
People make choices in life.
on the Republican ticket.
I mean,
Where else are you going to go?
libertarians.
But obviously, what's great about that, and Nick Fuentes decides to, like, offers to be his campaign manager.
For the bit.
Because
it's funny.
And Kanye's
And he
like,
knew it was funny.
And Kanye's like, sure. And it's him and fucking Milo Yiannopoulos, like, heading up Kanye's campaign.
Yeah, well, Milo was like director of his communications or some shit, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And now, obviously, Donald Trump knows that this is bad for him to have Kanye running
Yeah.
for president as a Republican and a Nazi.
What are we even doing in this fucking country? What are we doing?
The world famous,
Just give me the
multi Grammy winning black
Just fucking give me the guy who
Nazi rapper.
Give me the guy who wrote College Dropout back. Fucking please. I am tired. And it is making me sad.
Let's have a toast for the douchebags. I love that song. But
Yeah.
let's have a toast for the assholes. That's where douchebags and assholes. They have dinner. So Trump invites Kanye to, like, basically, like, give him the clout of, like, having the meeting and then talking about dropping out of, like, you know, hey, I'll give you the clout of having the meeting with me. You'll give me the clout of, like, having you at dinner.
Yeah.
And you're going to bow out of politics after that. So they have that dinner. But fucking Milo and Nick show up.
Yeah, everybody needs his entourage.
Yep. And they basically are boorish and stupid at Mar-a-Lago and get some photos with them and the president.
Which was the goal.
The goal.
Because they're trolling the president.
Yep. And
he's stupid enough to be a mark for him.
But what of course happens is now for Nick, I don't think Nick was trolling. I think that he genuinely loved Trump at that point.
He did seem to be like a genuine supporter up to a point.
And this is the point.
Yeah.
So they have that dinner. He gets to meet his fucking idol. Mm-hmm. Right?
Which you should never do.
And then after that dinner, Donald Trump comes out and disavows Nick Fuentes and Milo Yiannopoulos. By name. Says they were just two guys that just came along to a dinner uninvited. They weren't supposed to be there. He didn't want them to be there. He wanted nothing to do with Nick Fuentes. Right? And Nick lost it. Fuentes...
He didn't handle it well.
He went on a screed where he's like, you know what? I fucking protested for you. I participated in January 6th. I helped with the Unite the Right rally for you. I did this. I did that. Fuck you. That's what he says. He goes, fuck you, you fake ass rhino. You're giving all this money to Israel.
Yeah.
You are fucking not helping the American people. You're hanging out with evangelicals. Like, he just...
And, you know, not wrong.
Not wrong.
Not wrong.
But he was coming at him from the Nazi right.
Yeah.
And that's when Groyper War Round 2 starts. And that's when the fucking Groypers decide they're going to go at MAGA hard. And MAGA doesn't know this is happening. Yeah. MAGA still doesn't know this is happening. Right. But what winds up actually happening is that, like, they do that, and then that gets them, like, more influence inside the party.
Yeah.
Like, Nick Fuentes has more influence quietly inside the GOP now than he did in 2020.
Because, and people don't talk about this, and no one in the party will openly acknowledge this, they don't like Donald Trump.
Right.
And they don't like what he's done to their party.
But they're nationalists, and
they want him to go away, but they know they're too afraid to actually do it themselves.
And meanwhile, some true believers, like Stephen Miller, don't mind Nick Fuentes. They would absolutely... They like each other, I think. Lewandowski has some ties to Fuentes.
I forget about him.
Right? Lewandowski has some ties to Fuentes. Lewandowski is banging Kristi Noem They're both married
Yeah, well, I know.
to other people.
Yeah.
Party of family values.
Them banging is speculated to be one of the primary reasons, aside from her fucking book, that she was not the vice presidential pick.
That is possible. Oh, and Lewandowski, of course, beating up as many women as he has over the years.
It is his pastime, as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
He likes to just punch a woman.
Yeah, so, I mean, this is the movement that we've got. Now, I don't think that the right is ready for this, like, this.
What's coming?
Yeah, because you've got all these layers. You've got, like, the racist, like, the ethnic humor. Bring back, make comedy legal again, guys. Right?
Yeah, your Adam Carollas.
You've got them. You've got some, like, prejudicial, stereotyping, race baiting kind of, like, fucking mongrel fucking guys like Nick Fuentes doing their thing, but also dark, nihilistic, nothing matters, meta irony.
Yeah.
Taking over the party. And since the fall of Roe v. Wade, the right has no animating.
What's their goal?
I don't know.
What's the goal? They don't have one anymore.
A violent Christian nationalism?
Because that's the thing.
Reshaping America, saving America from America?
As cynical as it is, their goal was never to, like, achieve their goal. Their goal was to have their fucking... God damn it, cat. Their goal was to have the issue be something that got them power.
Right.
But they were never supposed to win, because it was always supposed to be the issue they ran on.
It kept,
now they know what to do.
It kept angry people, particularly racists, all animated on one fucking issue.
Without being too loud or too racist too publicly.
Right. Now they're out of it, and they have encouraged an entire generation of, like, trollish, internet-bred incel young men, right, on the one hand, a bunch of Christian nationalists on the other, right, and a whole base of fucking angry boomers who, like, are mad that their country isn't all white. Like,
and this is not a coalition that can maintain its cohesion. It's going to collapse.
Yeah, or it's gonna, or we're going to see a night of the long knives.
I mean, that's going to happen at some point. Like, I don't know who's going to be doing the knifing.
Right.
Like, it's going to be interesting. I have a feeling that one of these groups is going to be very, very, very surprised.
Yeah. The weird thing is I don't know which one it's going to be. Like the evangelicals are ridiculous true believers, but, like, they're not good at leading. I
think they're the most expendable.
Right. Like there's more of them.
You fucking dipshits who thought you were going to be raptured yesterday or the day before, you're all expendable.
Right.
That's why they're okay with you thinking you're going to be raptured.
Yeah, see, like, there may be more evangelicals, and they're crazy. Mm-hmm. But they're a dumb kind of crazy, right?
They're a dumb kind, and they're also, like, a crazy that it's easy to just dissuade from being participatory.
Yep.
Like, they could go back to not participating.
Yeah, or manipulate into participating, because Donald Trump is not in any way godly or Christian, and he doesn't even look like the image of, like, a hypocritical Christian evangelical from 10 years ago.
Yeah, he's not like a Kenneth Copeland or a Joel Osteen or one of those.
Yeah. Now they've jumped onto the Trump train too.
Right.
But
there's money to be made.
Yeah. So. But he's not anything like them. Mm-mm. He's much more of an embodiment of, like, the 4chan alt-right. Like, in a way he doesn't understand. He doesn't know it. He doesn't live in their world. No. Right? But
they like me.
He's their nihilistic, like, all-consuming Ouroboros of filth.
Because he only cares about himself in a purely narcissistic way, he's like the perfect vessel for all of their nonsense.
Yeah.
Because he'll fucking do it. He don't care.
But so the evangelicals are going to be expendable. The alt-right fucking anime nerd psychopaths, like, are also not leadership material.
Yeah.
So that leaves you with the Bannons and the Spencers.
Yeah.
Like,
Not the place you want to be.
I fear that we're going to actually just see a lot of broad meme-generated terrorism.
Yes.
Like,
And what we're going to see is we're going to see the right murdering the right and everyone blaming the left the entire time.
and sometimes the left will murder some people, but they will not be coherent leftists. They're going to be the weird fucking...
They'll do it accidentally.
Yeah.
By mistake.
And you're going to see fucking radical apolitical weirdos.
We're going to...
I know that sounds...
We are going to see the actual rise of what we've joked about for years. Genuinely radical centrists.
Yeah.
Violently radical centrists.
centrists.
Which, guy, you know what? Maybe that'll mean centrism will be a little less palatable to the common person.
I don't know.
Maybe they'll be forced to pick a side. I don't want to be in the middle with them.
Like, we're gonna have pro-misogynist femcells.
We're gonna have more pro-misogynist femcells.
And those words, mutually exclusive.
And yet.
They exist, and there will be more of them. Welcome to the 21st century. It's gonna be a fucking ride.
I do want to end this on a little bit of advice. Like, if you are a parent, have some honest conversation with your sons.
Yes,
just talk to them.
We talked about this last week.
Just talk to them. Just be like, hey, how you doing, bro?
Talk to your children.
Talk to your children.
Look at what they're look. All right,
and do it without judgment. Don't get angry. Don't yell at them. Don't scream at them. Don't come at them with accusations or.
Yeah, but look at what they're doing on the internet.
Normal meme culture and weird, toxic right-wing meme culture look almost identical.
Yeah, you can tell. Like, you have to know the differences, but
they're subtle.
They're subtle.
If you don't know what you're looking for, everything looks like right-wing nonsense.
Right.
But it's not.
And the internet's going to be unhinged. And it's okay.
It's what we do.
Most of you parents, almost all of you parents, had our internet. It was a crazy wild west of insane things too. We ran into child porn. We saw Nazis. We watched beheadings. Like,
we've seen some
things. Like, the internet back in our day when we were young had all of these elements. It just didn't have them in the same ways.
Yeah.
And the same kind of like extreme nihilistic irony.
And when we saw something fucked up, we knew it was fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, we all agreed. It's like, oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, seeing somebody beheaded is fucked up.
Yeah. I mean, I still might have shared it.
Yeah.
I knew it was fucked up.
With people who you could trust to share it with.
We didn't share these things widely. Now there's these spaces.
We didn't share them with people we didn't know.
Yeah.
There wasn't this anonymous, like, no one knows who anyone else is.
Right.
Sharing these things amongst each other. Like, maybe they think it's a joke. Maybe they don't. I don't know. Like,
yeah, the old internet that everybody had access to in the older internet was a wild west. And now that we've got Web 2.0 moving into 3.0, this sanitized, controlled, like, for companies, like, algorithm-based internet for all. Right, and then you have the underbellies that your kids are going to find all their fun shit in.
Yeah. And the problem with making the above-board stuff too sanitized is that it makes the stuff that you don't see regularly more fucked up because it encourages it.
Yes, and more enticing to go to.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot stop kids from finding these spaces. You can't stop teens. Try to stop a 16-year-old from finding the fucked up things that interest them.
Yeah, you're not.
Good luck with it.
Yeah. But have honest conversations with them. Talk to them.
Yeah.
If you see your kids looking at something fucked up, be like, hey, explain this to me.
And if for some reason any fucking teens or young adults land on our fucking page and see us, feel free to DM me if you want to be. But feel free to ask us about cool things.
Yeah, anything.
We'll talk to you about anything.
Yeah.
Like, if you youths want to know what it was like at any point in our history, in our lives, you want to talk to us,
we'll do it.
We'll do it.
We don't care.
I say that because, like, look, I don't know what you've got going on, like, but The internet was fucking wild when we were there young too. Like we were
was
all
awesome.
over it. It was awesome.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Really fucking awesome.
I jerked off to some really fucked up things.
I seen some shit.
Like, I still jerk off to some. Anyway, so, but we've seen some shit. We're here for you, and like, you can have fun in some really fucked up ways, even some ways that are not generally considered like okay. You can laugh about stuff that isn't generally considered okay, and not turn into a shitty person.
Yeah,
you can do that.
You can't give in to nihilism.
Yeah.
You can't decide that nothing matters.
And also don't believe that, like, just because the fucking trope is funny, it doesn't mean it's true.
Yeah.
Like, just because the trope's funny doesn't make it true.
Like, you look at a lot of, like, early 2000s comedies. It was sexist. It was racist. It was homophobic.
Yep.
It was transphobic as fuck.
Oh, yeah, it was. It wasn't true, though.
No, and people didn't think it was true.
Right.
People didn't treat it as if it were true.
Like, people did, like, the
it
comedy...
was funny because it was fucked up and not true.
Yeah. Like, you take these grains of truth or these situations that could happen, right? Or these, like, stereotypes that, like, you know, it's a stereotype for a reason, but it's not everybody, and you know it, and everybody knows it, right? And you make fun of that. And we all laughed. But we didn't believe it. We weren't like, oh, yeah. You know, except for that one guy who, you know, always laughed too hard at that one Chris Rock bit.
Yeah, I had a lot of white dudes repeat that bit to me.
Yeah.
No, it's cool. It's like,
no, it's not.
Not coming from you.
Nope. Like,
not coming from you, brother.
That's where the line is, right? People who can laugh at the joke and go, oh, that's really funny. Hey, you know that bit?
It's like when Chappelle decided to stop doing his show because he realized certain people were laughing too hard in the wrong way.
Yep. So
ruined it for all of us.
Ruined it for all of us. It was good. Those were good times. And Chappelle
ruined it for himself then.
Did for himself afterwards. All right, this has been The Grift. I would like you all to give us all of your motherfucking money. And if you haven't given us all your money, I want you to know that G.I. Robot is exactly like Don Quixote. That, again, these guys are fucking trolls.
Fuck.
They're fucking trolls.
I hate that guy.
I hate them. Good night.
All right. Night.